Time now, OBS. There we go. Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Would anyone like to give us a recap? While I go get some scrumptious drink because I'm out of drink. Who was that? Who would like to say? Who would like to?
I'd be the same person that does every week.
Hey, I said I could do it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I heard you, Blue. Blue, by all means, go ahead.
I mean, the most important thing that happened was that Dan sat in a lizard, and it was fucking hilarious.
Oh God, the
yeah.
lizard clipped his nuts. Yeah. Keep going. I'm gonna grab a drink.
Where he fixed a dragon.
A dragon-y.
Dragon-y.
It's Dragon.
Dragon, whatever. Robin flirted with a little old lady. We bounced out of the Shawanti. Picked up traveling again. There's some people following us. There was a storm. We ran into a cave. And there's shit in here. If there are blanks, then I'm sure there are. I need help filling them in.
Yeah, there's a lot of blanks.
Yeah. Help. I don't remember as much as I thought I did.
Anyone else want to pick up?
I have some blanks that I can fill in. You know, while we were on the road, Robin found some ember poppy that has wax we can set on fire, and another galt bush powerful narcotic, and Amelia and Aras made that into a smoking tobacco.
You got Robin high. I forgot about
Correct, though. One quick correction. The wax itself cannot be set on fire, but when it is subjected to fire, the poppy opens and spreads its seeds.
Okay. Okay. That makes more sense. Alright, and we did, like, traveling, as Blue said, and then we went into Robin's mansion for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Very fancy.
It was very fancy, a lot of beautiful outdoor spaces, and I guess everybody had their own separate cottage. There was a room where some rather interesting things were going on that we closed the door on quietly. And then there was a discussion between Mwiri and Iso and Robin. That's where I got a little fuzzy. Hopefully you can fill in, Blue.
Yes, I do remember that part. Isolanda, I guess, started to feel like she had to do something in order to earn the niceness that we were showing her. And Mary was like, well, you don't really have to do that because we're friends, and that was the wrong answer. She was like, I don't want to be friends with you because friends are people that you use. Then, like, you hurt them, and I don't want to hurt you. And Mary was like, Robin, for fuck's sake, please. And we talked our way out of a really bad role, which I really appreciate. We had to sit her down and Robin explained that sometimes words mean different things to different people, and that
Like murder.
like murder. Friends to us mean people that you don't want to hurt, and you're too little and young to be a murderer. And she seemed to take that okay, but still doesn't really like the term friends, so we agreed on the word scarf. That means friends now.
And then, there was the wagon the next day and the fire and the creatures.
Good enough. I'll give you your inspiration. The only one on the board at the moment.
Also, there were people following us, but they fucked off.
Something
When
about
they-
a storm,
I did
probably.
cover that. I did cover that.
Yeah. Something about a storm might have driven them away.
Maybe just a little bit.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys ran away from an ember storm into this cave, at which point you saw 4 lizards nesting there. I have given you all a map and your tokens. Please arrange your tokens in the order they would be in. Honesty is always trusted in all of you. And since I am not going to be trying to control 6 or more NPCs, you can choose 2 that you would like to take part in this. Maybe Claire and Vincarlo, because they were outside, but you can choose anyone, really. Your choice as a group.
I mean, I think that those 2 make sense. But
Yes, everyone else agreed with that? Claire and Vincarlo? Because Vincarlo was driving the lead wagon, and Claire would have been out on Commander.
Yeah.
Yes, alright.
I'm good with that.
Then I will drag them over. Claire would have been with Rhea, more or less. Well, I don't know. Rhea, I'll leave that to you. Would you have been riding together, or would you guys have been, like, flanking? What would your general riding order be?
I'd say for the most part, like, combat-wise and keeping the carts protected, they'd probably be on either side.
Gotcha.
But
So we can
there
put
could
Claire,
be
like,
points where
here.
they're riding next to each other. Yeah.
That's fine. Stop moving the wagons. I had to remove our map layers because it was causing problems, so I can't lock the wagons in place. So
Oh, that's why.
yeah,
Okay, yeah. Because
I used to
every
be
time
able to.
every time I put Amelia in the wagon and then tried to move her, I moved the wagon instead.
I wonder if that works. Can that? No. So yeah, I can't lock the wagons in place. So just bear with them. Amelia, you're in the green wagon. Robin's on the green wagon.
Oh, fucking what? What's happening?
Where did I go?
You're
I put
underneath.
my
the
You're
wagon.
under the green cart.
Oh, okay.
I'll move it when we need to
Oh.
move you, but we know where you are for now.
Okay.
I'll find a better solution because I didn't actually think about this until just now that the wagons are now a problem. So first things first, could you all roll me initiatives? Initiatives.
Quick.
Mm-hmm.
I can't move me. I keep drawing just lions.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Hang on a second. There. Where you want to move yourself real quick too?
I can only still draw lions.
Oh, really? You're not
Yeah.
locked.
Same.
Unlocked. Try now.
There we go.
Hi.
Maybe I locked you and not. Okay.
I can't believe you've done this.
Can't believe
Can you guys try and move the purple cart? See what happens.
Just
No.
line.
Okay, perfect. So I think I locked it so that the players. Sorry, Robin, I'm gonna move you for just a second. So I think I can lock the carts so that the players can't move them, which should help you a bit. I can still move them though, so I gotta be careful. And then Ross, can you move? No, I
Nope.
guess not. I don't know.
Nope.
I don't know what's going on.
this is fine.
I'll-
The cart's locked.
I'll find a solution later, but
I guess we could just put ourselves next to the carts.
yeah, put yourselves next to the carts for now, and then next session I'll have a better solution for the carts.
Right.
So
Initiative. Oh god.
initiatives, please, and I shall do the same for the NPCs.
Woo!
Oh, good.
Wait.
Whoa.
Robin's on it tonight, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep it for initiative. Everything else can be better.
Don't put high expectations.
There's not expectations. There's just
I love
hopes.
how she thinks higher than a 1 is high expectations.
I mean, have you seen his rolls?
I have.
Yeah, considering Robin, that's
I know. I know. All right. So, I will say before we get started, in character, all of you rolled except for Amelia, which I will let you do, Amelia, when the opportunity presents itself. Murray, you've passed your nature check, but you are currently in a wagon right now, so you won't know what they are until you get out.
Gotcha. She did toss her drift globe out of the side, so
Gotcha.
there is at least bright light everywhere.
Or if someone manages to find a way to describe it enough that you could, you know what I mean? But we'll wait on that. So that's all of that is out of character knowledge for now. I should be fair and roll for your NPCs as well and see if they would know, because I did not do that. And, you know, fairness is godliness? I don't know. That's not a saying. Whatever.
Why not?
Vencarlo, do you know the world? No, you don't. What a surprise. What about you, Claire? You travel a lot. Do you know? Oh,
Nice.
well,
She's fought one of these before.
she's maybe run into one of these before, yes. Okay, that's good to know. All right, we're starting with Basilisk number 3, who rises to its legs, gives a hissing noise, and begins charging, and double moves to here. At which point, all of you, I will give you choices when your turn comes. However, horses get no such thing. So, Mr. Draft Horses, if you would please. Draft horse number 1. And 2, I guess. Saved, failed. And saved. Okay, so the horse on the purple cart with the blue blanket is now restrained as it is starting to become stone. Lucky for you guys, it had to double move, so that's its turn. Murray, I would say that enough has taken place that you know there's something out there and there's a commotion, and you've heard a hissing sound.
Gotcha. So, Weary will hop out of the back of the cart and walk around to this side, see the basilisk, and very loudly announce, "These are basilisks. Don't look them in the eye. They'll turn you to stone."
Mm-hmm. It is dim light in here, but I'd say it's still enough that you could tell.
It's bright light because it's the drift globe cast.
Oh, that's right. You did cast that. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Then absolutely. And what would you like to do for your action?
Hold on. My sheet here. Let me target this bad boy. Start casting cantrips because I get the feeling I'm gonna need to save my spell
Are
slots.
you going to
Greater Restoration?
Are you going to avert your eyes?
Am I within 30 feet of it?
Yes, you are.
Oh, yes, because Sacred Flame, I don't have to roll anything.
You do, because it's a spot you can see. I was just explaining that earlier. If you want to cast something at it that is a place you can see, you have to look towards it. In other words, you can't completely avert your eyes so you don't know where it is and still cast Sacred Flame at it. You wouldn't even know where you're aiming.
Okay, what would I have to roll then? Because I don't make an attack roll with Sacred Flame.
If you'd like to use Sacred Flame, I'd make you roll a Constitution saving throw because you'd have to look towards it.
Okay.
Because even with something like an attack cantrip, like a Flame Bolt, you can still kind of just guess and fire. But something that's a saving throw, you have to look at it and cast it. Because Sacred Flame must be called down upon it.
Okay. can I also just back up?
Sure.
Okay, Amelia, can you move your token?
So,
'Cause that's probably where Muri's gonna
yeah,
be.
let's see something here. Yeah, I'd
Because
say that's a better.
I feel like I
yeah,
probably
yeah.
moved her too far anyways. She would have rounded the corner, seen it, and been like,
I-
oh shit.
I would be okay with that. So go ahead and back her
Okay.
up to 2, because you had to have looked at it to even know it's a basilisk. So I think it makes
Yeah.
sense that you would have stopped there. That's fine. I'm good with that. And at that point, you could cast Sacred Flame.
Okay, cool. Targeted, yes.
It fails.
Oh, -1 to wisdom.
Yeah, they're not exactly the best.
Okay, here we go.
And then
That's it for me.
gotcha. Give me a second here. I'm just looking at something. Let me just do it this way. Hey, what is... Perfect. Alright, you're good. That's it for your turn?
Yep.
Awesome. Number 4. Yeah. Oh boy. Horsies McHorsies. Where'd you go, horses? They're gonna have to make Constitution saving throws for each basilisk that they look at.
Well, in this instance, since the card is in front of them, wouldn't it just be the first 2 right
Yes,
now?
I would agree with that with this one. Because the other 2 wouldn't be able to see the one right directly in front. I was just looking at that myself. So really, only this brown one makes one, because the other one's already failed, and it's already becoming restrained. That one failed too.
When exactly do we have to roll for that Constitution save? Is
If
it just anytime you look at them?
So it's basically on their turns or when you look at them.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So on
All
their
right.
turns, they can force you to do it, unless you have stated you're averting your eyes. And if you stop averting your eyes, then you must make the... here, I'll read it real quick. If a creature starts within 30 feet... Oh, if the creature starts... So it's on its turn. If a creature starts within 30 feet of the basilisk and the 2 of them can see each other, the basilisk can force the creature to make a DC Constitution saving throw or become restrained. If it fails a second time, it's stone. The creature can choose to avert its eyes. The horses I'm rolling on their turns only because... Well, you know what? Then I wouldn't make them do it 4 times. Because the horses don't have a turn. But I'm just going to make them roll once because they only have 1 turn, right?
Okay.
So never mind. I'm not going to make that horse roll. But this basilisk is going to attack said horse.
Oh, good. Okay.
Well, it's the biggest thing. It's the biggest chunk of meat. That is definitely a hit. And draft horse, you have that many HP, so you take... Oof. All right. The white and brown one is downed. Not dead, but dying, definitely.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm. As the basilisk jumps up and starts tearing out its throat. Rhea! You've heard what Murray said.
Oh boy, alright. So as a... It's been so long since we have combat, I have to make sure I know what spell slots I'm using.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Oh, it's first. Okay. So as a bonus action, I will cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Mm-hmm. And are you averting your eyes?
No.
Ah, Mary. No one listens to you. Poor Mary.
My hubris has me confident enough that it's less likely that I'll fail those
But
saves.
what? You don't even know why she said just don't look at them. You don't know
Yeah.
why she said that.
Exactly.
Go
They're
get him,
ugly.
Rhea.
Don't look at them.
Maybe Rhea's jealous.
Mhm.
They're too beautiful. Don't look.
So.
First things first, make your save.
Ah, yes.
Constitution save.
Watch me
please.
fail it.
Nope. Question for other DMs. If they are in range of multiple basilisks, would you make them save multiple times?
I mean,
She's looking specifically at the one that she's attacking.
But she's not averting her eyes, so it still counts for any others. But I'm asking, like, Wings, would you do that? Do you think that's too cruel?
it's when they catch the gaze. Now, if all the basilisk would suddenly turn their attention to her for a reason, yeah, I would agree.
Got you. So, like, if they were all four focused on her, you would do it. But obviously, this one's attention's on the horse.
Yeah, it's not even paying attention. Its little
Right.
eyes are rolled straight down into its nom-nom.
I think that's more than fair. All right, so you succeeded. It'd be really hard for you to fail, but still, well done. All right. So you hit it with a 21, doing 4 damage. All right.
Let me see. I don't need that many, so I will go ahead and drop a smite on first level. I have to relearn where all of my things are. So that should just be 2d8. So an extra 7.
Gotcha. On to Basilisk. Yeah, that did it.
Mhm. And then my second attack.
Nice.
Oof.
That's a miss.
And that's my turn.
Nice. All right. Aras, to you.
All right, so I have a question. This like lighter colored area, I know it's contoured. Is that like up or down or?
A little bit, not enough to really matter. It's not going to hinder you. It's like a 2-foot ledge.
Okay, so
You say so the 4-foot tall dwarf.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. It's waist high.
that's fine. I've got like walking on wall shoes, so that's fine.
Fair point.
The first thing I'm gonna do, because I hate to see animals suffer or die, and I know that we need to have all of our horses, I'm gonna cast Spare the Dying on the horse that is dying.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's a bonus action as a grave cleric.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna run away from the snakes.
Okay. Nice. So the horse is not dying.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Actually, wait, I started here, so. Going to go this way and shoot at Basilisk 4.
Gotcha.
I'm like running as far away as I can and shooting at it.
And you're not averting your eyes?
No, but I'm.
Yeah, you're out of range, but it's just important to note. Because Basilisk can come in your range, and you only have the chance to avert your eyes during your turn.
Can I shoot and then I can't shoot and then avert my eyes?
No.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna avert my eyes.
But I mean, yeah, it's important to clarify, because if you say no, I'm not averting my eyes, and then a basilisk comes towards you, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. All right.
That is a hit. Oh wow, nicely done. 32 points of damage.
Yep.
That's a really nice roll. 65655.
Wow, nice.
That is 3 points away from maximum damage.
So that's my turn. Oh, actually, no, Kitty. I have Kitty, but I don't have her out. She's not.
Yeah. Where? Well, Kitty would be in the cart, wouldn't she? She'd
Yeah,
be,
she
so,
would.
Let me
and I
put her
would
on the
direct her.
thing. Let me put her on the turn order. And where would you want her?
Basilisk 4, the one attacking the horse.
Gotcha. So we'll say move her up to there.
Mm-hmm.
So Kitty jumps out of the cart and starts galloping around to attack the basilisk.
So
That's
21.
a hit. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Points.
Sib,
Wow,
what is
that's
with you and your high
nuts.
damage rolls today?
I have no idea, but I'm thankful for them.
So 15?
Yep, I forgot to target him.
That's fine. I'm adding it now.
Can I trip a snake?
Yeah, it's not a snake.
Maybe
It's
not
a lizard.
prone?
They have legs, so yeah, you
Lizard?
can trip
Okay.
it. Mm-hmm. You can
Sorry.
knock it prone.
Okay. So it's that's part of the bite attack.
Yep. What does it need to roll?
DC 13 strength saving throw.
Gotcha. It succeeds.
Okay, wow. Yep. And then that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Claire, who knows what these things are. Those two look like they're handled. She is going to take Commander and charge. Yep. So Commander's going to use its movement to double move and charge there, and Claire's going to attack it. She's going to look straight at it because Claire knows what this is. She ain't afraid. And she gets to add 4 to this. Yeah, she easily succeeds. And then she's going to smack it. And miss. So she's going to try and smack again. And hit that time. Doing 14 points of damage to Basilisk 2. That's her turn. Vincarlo, who has no idea what these are, and Murray said don't look at them. Vincarlo is going to attack this one from the top of the wagon at disadvantage, as he's going to turn his eyes and going, don't what? Okay. At disadvantage, he's going to try and stab down at this thing with his rapier twice. First time is an utter fail. And he's actually shouting, how can I hit it if I can't look at it? And fail again. Actually, is that a fail? Is that a fail? What is your AC, pal? Oh, yeah, that's a fail. Alright. That's been Carlo's turn. Amelia, it's your turn.
Oh my god. Oh god. Amelia pops out and peeks around the corner. I guess now she makes her. It's a nature check, yes?
Yeah, but you already heard. Yeah, go ahead and make the nature check. Because you didn't hear Murray say what they are, just don't look at them, they can turn you to stone.
Yeah, I want to know how much she knows about these things.
Sure. You've not seen them before.
Okay. Well, she wouldn't have seen one before, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. So...
I like to think Claire's actually been turned to stone by one before.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
She learned her lesson? Not at all. So Amelia will send Annika, who would have been up front here, to assist Vencarlo in his wild swinging. So he'll be getting the help action, and Amelia is going to cast Toll the Dead.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, failed. And take 17 points of damage to Basilisk 3. Basilisk 3, not looking so hot. Alright.
Yep, end turn.
Next up, Basilisk 1. Basilisk 1 charges straight towards Rhea. 10, 20. Rhea, roll me another Constitution saving throw. Okay. You're fine. You're fine. Robin, your turn.
Yeah, Robin's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, almost moved. 30, I'm going to hide next to the horse as I work my way towards Mr. Bassett.
It looks unusually motionless.
That's it.
The horse.
Yes.
The horse is down, so...
No, the horse he's hiding behind is actually turning to stone.
Oh, that one.
Alright. And what would you like to do?
That's it. I can't get to it without getting over there, and I'm not going to stare at it from the turn.
Gotcha, understood. So you are averting your eyes just in case one comes up?
Yeah, I'm actually hiding my whole farm on the other side of this horse. In fact, I'll hide if I can.
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hide check.
There we go.
Oh yeah, you're dead. The horse doesn't even know you're there. Of course, it's turning to stone, so I don't think that's really fair. It's got other things to worry about. This guy, who was very much going to go for the tasty dwarf, now has a chromatic, ugly, well, not ugly, certainly not friendly paladin in front of it. It is going to try to bite Claire. And crit.
Oof.
In addition to the standard critical damage to your target, you gain +5 to your AC for 1 round, and it does 26 points of damage to Claire. As it is 2d6 normal damage, 2d6 poison damage doubled. So that's fun. Claire rides up and hits it. And it, in return, just takes a chunk out of her leg. Like, when I mean chunk, I mean armor, bone, well, armor, flesh, muscle, everything you can see her bone. Kitty is not dead. Kitty, why do you think you're dead, Kitty?
Oh,
That's weird.
maybe because of previous...
But I'm looking, it doesn't have conditions on it. Kitty's just accepted her fate.
Somehow
I'm done.
she is
This happened every
37.
time.
Yeah, I just saw it. That's why. So she still had. She should be at full health, right?
Yeah.
Kitty
That was
just.
leftover from
Kitty's
the
just
last
like,
time.
what? I'm just so used to it.
Oof.
All right. Sorry, Kitty. You actually should be up here with Aras. I'll fix that.
Yep.
It's Portly should also be up with Rhea, but I'm assuming Portly is just doing mount duties right now. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me move that. Portly. Portly goes with Rhea, and Kitty goes with Ross. So we're actually back up to Basilisk 1. 3. Basilisk 3. Oh boy. Basilisk 3 does not like this armored thing that came up and hit it really hard. It's going to try and take a bite out of Rhea. And miss. Well, that's its turn. I am gonna have this horse make a. I'm gonna make have two of the horses make saving throws again. The blue horse to see if it shakes getting turned to stone. It does not. So Robin, as you're standing next to the horse, it literally turns into a statue. And then the pack horse to the left on the green wagon that can see this thing gets rigid. Murray,
Was that not the one that was down?
no, the green wagon.
Oh, okay.
This whoops, I did not mean to move that.
You had it make an intelligence save?
Not intelligence, constitution. It's the
You
same.
had it make an
It's-
intelligence save
It's did I? I am
Yeah.
sorry. Whoops.
with
Well,
a -4.
let me. What is that? 7 + 1. It still wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that one right there. is getting rigid.
Okay.
That's that. Obviously, the one that's down is not dead, but also does not need to make another save because it's not looking at anything. Murray, your turn.
It's my turn. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, she's gonna continue to save her higher level stuff for restoration. Continue to target the same dude. Continue to do Sacred Flame. I do want to put it out there. Last time, I don't know why my Sacred Flame had it roll a Wisdom save. It's supposed to be a Dex save. So I did fix that.
Gotcha.
I don't know why it was set to a Wisdom save.
Still, it rolled really poorly, so. Another failure. So please do damage. Nicely done, and that finishes off Basilisk number 3.
Oh, good. Okay, that's all for my turn.
Perfect. Basilisk number 4. Turns around to the thing that just chomped on it and tries to chomp back. It's going to try and attack Kitty. And it hits.
Oh, yep.
Now, only half of this will count, because you are immune to poison. So only 2 plus 3. You take 5 points of damage, not 12, because the poison was far better than the actual. So Kitty takes 5 points of damage. Rhea, your turn.
All right. Let's make some attacks.
That's a hit. Oh, and also if you would make a Constitution saving throw for me, please. Oh yeah, you're fine. You'd basically have to roll a 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's enough to kill. Wait, no. Who
That's
are you
just
attacking?
wounding it.
Yes, correct. Basilisk 1 is wounded.
And then second attack.
That's also a hit. And there you go. 5 more damage. Perfect.
And I'll go ahead and drop another smite.
Okay.
Really? Really?
Not into it today, I guess. Have you prayed lately?
Shut up, Weary.
Anything else on your turn, Rhea?
That's it.
Gotcha. Aras, it's your turn.
So Aras will hesitate for 1 second just to have Kitty attack first.
Okay. That's a hit.
It's a 19.
Kitty and Basilisk are trading blows, and Kitty is doing way better than the Basilisk is.
And so because it is dying, which is what Aras was hoping would happen, she is going to turn and aim at Basilisk 2.
That's the second time in a row Kitty has rolled max damage.
Sorry, Rhea, I'm taking your really good dice.
Yeah, Kitty just did 30 points of damage in 2 rounds.
Yeah, it's insane.
Fuck off.
Okay, so yep, and
That's a hit.
For 23 points of damage.
Yes.
And I reload, and I back up further.
Gotcha.
Because I don't like snakes. And that's the end of my turn.
Understood. Claire is simple and direct. She's gonna keep attacking. That's a hit. Oh, wait, hang on. I need to make her make a... Oh.
Claire.
Oh, even if you add +4 to that. Claire becomes restrained. Give me a second.
Hey, and I don't mean to be a joy kill, but didn't it roll a crit with a really interesting
It did, didn't
little
it?
feature?
It did. Thank you for reminding me. 5e. Hang on. Because I don't remember if restrained gives you disadvantage. Restrained. Creature becomes 0 and can't benefit from the bonus of speed. Attacks rolls against the creature. Yeah, it has disadvantage. So, that's a miss. I'm not even going to make her roll again because that's still a miss. And she gets to roll one more time at disadvantage. And failed. So, Claire starts turning to stone, and she keeps trying to hit this thing. But not only is it really hard to hit, but her arm is getting really slow. Because Claire obviously did not learn her lesson last time. Vincarlo's still on the wagon.
He has aid.
He does. So he's going to, kind of being followed directives by Annika, will jump down and, like, closing his eyes, being led by Annika's words, is going to make an attack on this thing. He's only going to make one attack, because this other one would be at disadvantage. So he's going to make one straight attack at this one. And crit it.
Damn.
Exactly.
So not even
Perfect.
looking, just going off of the words of Annika, who must be very good at directing people. What? Oh, I have to roll another critical effect. Give me a second. I gotta pull up tables. Critical hit effect. 6. In addition to standard critical damage, your target is blinded for 1 round. Oh, really?
Oh.
So Vincarlo, without looking, swats it in the eye, doing 15 points of damage to it. Well done, Blackjack. Good lord.
Right, all he needed was a dead woman to tell him what to do.
Amelia, it's your turn.
Amelia is going to continue. So, hold the bed on this motherfucker. Yeah. 21.
Nice. Basilisk 1 is not looking good at all. It looks like it's on its last legs. Anything else, Amelia?
She's going to switch Annika over from Carlo to Rhea for help action.
Gotcha. Alright. Give me a second here. So, Basilisk 1, who looks almost dead, is going to turn around and try and bite Vincarlo, who basically just swatted it in the eye. It's blinded, so it's a disadvantage. But still going to try. And would have been a crit.
Jesus.
Would have been a crit, but instead he wounds Vincarlo for 18, taking a chunk out of him. And poor Vincarlo doesn't even see it happen, he just feels it. Robin, you heard Vincarlo cry out, "Ah, son of a bitch!"
Handle himself. Robin's gonna go chase down Claire.
Gotcha.
He's going to run to there, and he's going to take his main attack.
Is this,
at-
are you averting your eyes?
No, he's not. Claire got her.
Gotcha. If you could, roll me a Constitution saving throw. That is enough, you're fine. So you kind of feel its gaze start to affect you, but you power through it.
And do I hit?
That is a miss, unfortunately.
Okay, offhand.
Mm-hmm. That's enough to hit. That's enough to hit.
Oh, that's good.
plus your sneak attack.
Yep, let's see if I clicked it right. It does the.
Oh my god!
I think you clicked it twice.
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have doubled it for you automatically. However, so let's take the purples. Hang on, 6, 7, 13, 16, 20, 24, 28, 31, 34, 37, 40. 44 points of damage to Basilisk number 2 still would have been enough to kill it, considering it only had 48 hit points total. So still dead.
There.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Robin just annihilated this thing.
Apparently what he needs to do to be a badass is to see one of his precious night ladies in harm's way, and then he's just like, oh, you've activated my trap card.
The trap card kicks in.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
That's
That's it, Robin?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Weary, your turn.
The one that just took a chunk out of Giancarlo is still alive.
Mhm,
Yes.
Still
Okay.
kicking. Doesn't look that good. Looks like it has like, I don't know, if I were to say on a scale of 1 to 50, it's like 49.
Oh, good. Okay. Here, we'll.
It fails.
Okay, enjoy that, and
Yeah.
then Mary will use one of her Furbies to cast. Let's see. Cure Wounds level 2, so let me apply that to Carlo.
Alright, we are currently out of combat once you do that, and as we do that, give me a second here.
Okay.
Oh, Robin, you watch Claire turn to stone, her sword still raised in the air, and she goes, "Not again!"
Oh no!
As she's frozen with a face of just minor embarrassment on her face. Thought she could do it.
Here's 2d8 plus.
Really crap saves.
2d8 plus 8, so 20.
To who?
Back to Van Carlo.
Okay, gotcha. You said 20?
I think it's
28 plus
21
8.
actually.
He only had
Because
18, so that's more than enough to heal him back up to full.
Okay, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So he will look at you appreciatively. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The hell was that?
A basilisk.
Really? I'd heard of them, but they bite like, well, hard.
And we nods, sort of already turning to assess the damage. So we've got 2 statues, correct?
We have 3 statues.
2.
Well, we have 2 statues and one that started.
Oh, right. I need to roll for that horse again. You're right. Give me a
Oh,
second.
good lord.
Hang on. You have 2 statues.
Oh,
The
good.
horse powered through, yeah. Nicely done, Draft Horse 3.
When the horse is better than your sister.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean,
well,
she has
luckily-
a plus
Claire.
6. She thought she could do it.
Yeah, Mary will trot over to Claire and cast Greater Restoration.
You cast Greater Restoration, and Claire goes from stone to human and goes, "In!" Whoa. Oh. Thanks, Murray.
Of course. I am afraid, and she looks over her shoulder at the horse, that might have to stay there until I take a rest, as that's only 5th level spell slot.
Claire nods. Right. Give me a second. I don't think Claire has. I don't know if paladins can even. No, Claire does not have anything like that. She nods. And there is still a horse that is down, but not
Oh,
dead.
gotcha. How is Claire looking in terms of health? Rhea,
Health
do you have lay on hands
wise,
left, or do you want me to do
she
that?
looks pretty damaged. She took a critical bite from that thing. Yeah,
That's
her
right.
leg is. By the way, I should mention she's still on Commander, but her leg is like showing thigh bone.
Oh, good. Rhea, do you want to do that, or do you want me to take care of that?
Actually, Claire will wave you off, and she'll take care of it herself.
Yeah,
Oh,
she can
okay.
heal herself.
She paladin.
Alright, and Mary will fix the horse, I guess.
Oh, Ross is gonna head over to fix the horse.
Okay.
So while Murray is dealing with Claire, Ross, you go up to the horse.
Oh, I moved to Ross. I'm sorry. Excuse me. No, switch places. There you go.
Ross, you cast it once, twice, so 7. It looks like it's okay. So 13. It's getting there. Still a little wounded.
You want some
Okay.
help?
Do it one more
Use
time.
all of your spell slots.
And it's healed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys see Ross like struggling a little bit. She's casting it. It's not as effective as Murray is, but man, she's getting there.
I'm trying.
Still new.
She's this little baby cleric.
It's like, like Murray's a garden hose. She's a squirt gun. She'll get him just as wet. She just needs to pull the trigger a few times. The horse is back up and stands up and neighs.
Knees and
Neighs.
knees.
You see at the entrance of the cave, as you hadn't gotten too far in, dirt and flashes of flame whip around the entrance and kind of swirl towards the inside. And Vincarlo, looking back, says, "Well, assuming we don't have any more friends, we might want to move the carts a little closer inside."
Oh yeah, I feel like now would be a good time for perception.
And
Yep.
as he says that, the door at the back of the green cart slams open. Flack tumbles out with a scimitar in hand, armor half
boy.
on.
Aww.
Like gets to his feet, looks at all the dead flat basilisk. Aww.
Amelia just like waves at him to go back to sleep, Flack.
Flack like sad Stitch. Flack just kind of like drops his hands so the scimitar's just sliding on the ground, and with his shoulders and head slumped, walks back into the cart.
Look what you've done. You've made the goblin upset.
He was gonna be upset anyways. He just needs to go back to his nap. But yeah, as Weary's looking around, Annika's gonna like make a patting motion on Vencarlo's shoulder, just like, nice teamwork. And we'll go off to explore as well.
Vencarlo, who's kind of rolling his shoulder that just got healed, as I have to imagine it's an interesting sensation, right? Because you had intense pain, and while the pain is gone, there's got to be that still that after effect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like,
the phantom.
yeah, the phantom pain that lasts for a little bit. He's rolling his shoulder and he goes, "Yeah, we didn't do half bad, I guess. I think I hit it."
You did. You stabbed it in the eye.
Oh, did I? I mean, of course I did. And gives Annika a wink.
Just like raises a brow. Just like, maybe I'll tell you the story one day. Just walks off. Well, floats off. And she will be assisting Weary with her perception. Oh, you've already rolled it.
Well, I mean, assisting. Or do you want to roll yourself, or how
No,
did we
she'll-
roll this?
She can give you aid.
Yeah. Because she can just float up to the ceiling and shit and,
Okay.
and stuff.
21.
You don't see anything else in the cave. It looks like it was a nest of 4 basilisks, except in the back corner, you see a nest with 2 basilisk eggs.
Oh, we don't have a dog.
They shall be mine, and they shall be my squishy.
Oh boy.
They're about the size of an ostrich egg.
Oh, so many omelets. I could make omelets out of that.
We don't know how far along they are.
There's this thing called balut. I don't know if you know what that is.
So,
Isn't that the Bear and Jungle Book?
Blue.
Ross will ask Murray, are any of these parts, like, valuable? Like, I mean, you know about basilisks. Do they buy venom or...
God, how much would Mary know about selling monster parts?
You rolled a 15 on your nature check. You would know that a basilisk is a magical creature. If you were very careful, you could maybe harvest its venom to be used as some kind of poison. You would also know that its eyes can be valuable to some people. Not that it still has any magic left once it's dead, but as like a status symbol type of thing of, you know, I have a basilisk eye.
Okay.
You'd have to find
Amelia-
the right kind of person, though.
Amelia would actually turn to Aras. Would this be considered valuable to Shwanti?
Aras, while you've never seen a basilisk before, the ease that these went down, no, that's not very impressive.
Okay.
Well, no, less for like, we slayed the monsters, and more like valuable for parts. Because they're very much traders, essentially.
Which is fair, and I'll answer that, but it just reminded me, or I think it's fair to let you know, Ross specifically. Normally, I wouldn't give this info to players, but I think a Ross would have a good enough guess to be able to say, if you hunt a creature that is CR 9 or higher, that would be suitably impressive enough to be a trophy. Or to gain respect.
Okay.
As far as useful to them, not really. Basilisks are seen as evil monsters for how dangerous they are. They're not really used much for their meat. So, not particularly, no. Basilisk eggs, though, are very valuable. They're a delicacy.
Okay, well, then maybe we, you know, I know that they would give us favor, or, you know, if we traded them or gave them away, they would be a good gift, the eggs. Words.
So we should put those in the bag of holding, is what you're saying.
They might be, you know, part of the gifts we give at the next tribe or something.
Perfect.
Are there any other entrances or exits or little like cubby holes in this cave?
No other entrances or exits. There's small little cubby holes, yes.
Okay. Just don't want anything else popping out of the woodwork.
And don't mind those stairs over there. I just don't have a way of deleting them. There is no worked stone in this cave. It is completely natural.
Okay.
About how big is the entrance?
Just big enough for the carts to roll through, and for maybe Rhea or Claire to squeeze through on either side. So maybe 15 feet.
Okay. Would Robin be able to close that up with mold earth just in case, or at least shrink it down so that we don't have to worry about something wandering in during our rest?
Yeah, it wouldn't take that long, but Robin could do it, definitely.
he'll do it if you let him hold Isolanda the whole time.
I don't think that's something that you need to bargain for. Just go pick her up.
Okay. After he's done fussing about Claire, which he will a little bit, and he'll walk up and like start using his cloak to wipe the blood off her armor and then look a little bit admonished about it and like slink off to go find Isolanda, pick her up, and he's just gonna hang out with her and go over and cast magic at the cave entrance for till we leave.
Before you do, as you're doing that, as you're fussing about on Claire, she will lean in and whisper something into your ear. Rhea, roll me a perception check.
Should I do that too?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so you hear
Both
Claire.
of us?
Yep.
oh no.
You hear Claire lean in to Robin's ear and say, I saw you destroy that thing. That's a good boy.
Rhea just goes bright red.
He
Oh no, Wings, you cut out.
I think you killed her.
Oh no. Wings? Uh-oh.
What about now?
Yes, hi.
He's gonna turn bright purple and smile to himself and finish cleaning off her leg and then just kind of strut off very
you strut past where he was pinching the bridge of her beak.
Rhea, whose face matches her hair, she's like just wide-eyed, mouth a little bit open, staring between the two of you.
Robin, you go off, and Iso, who's just kind of hopped down from the cart looking at the dead bodies, sees you. You pick her up, and you take her to the entrance, and she goes, what were they?
They were basilisks, I guess. We could ask Miri. She might have stories about them. Or Claire.
Oh. Mother... the Black Rose had something she called the Basilisk's Eye. I never saw it, though.
Do you want one of their eyes?
Oh. No, it wasn't actually an eye. It was something she could do, I think.
What did she do with this basilisk eye spell? Was it magic? What was it?
She shrugs. I'm not sure. But, well, I heard who used to be my brother's Eli talking about it. He sounded like it was dreadful. Are you okay? Their eyes didn't hurt you?
He smiles. It did turn one of the horses into stone, but I think that the rest of us are fine now. Yuri can fix all of that.
It's gonna be okay?
Yes. It was just quick and easy. We put them down, and now the cave is ours for the night.
Oh, wow. And like she says that as you kind of walk to the entrance and you see like it looks like you're staring at a solid wall of rushing sand and bits of flame. It's a rather unearthly image in that door. And her eyes get wide.
Baras is standing up there too,
Mm-hmm.
just staring out.
What? Is that the storm?
Robin looks to Ross.
Yeah, that's the cinder storm. You don't want to go outside right now.
She nods. Right. And Robin, you start mold earthing, and as you start trying to push the dirt up, and I assume you're kind of just trying to make a mound thick enough to block everything.
I'm going to start with kind of pulling the top of the cave roof down a little bit, and then pulling in the sides, and then I'll slowly start. I'm gonna kind of try and leave the ground nice and flat so we can get in and out easily. But I want to kind of make a more of a lip on it for us and bring it down in a curve.
Gotcha. As you're doing that, Iso would say, "What are you doing?"
I'm building a bit of a wall under their request to protect us, possibly from other creatures coming in here or the storm itself.
Oh. I see. I'll help. And she kind of wiggles down off of you. Do you let her go?
Yeah, as he does, though, he'll say, "Stay away from that wall, it'll hurt."
She nods, and she'll start picking up small stones and carrying them over, and not effective at all compared to what you're doing, but she, like, picks up small stones and puts them up against the wall you're making to kind of, like, help.
When she's not looking, he'll go ahead and pull the earth up around those stones as if she made a bigger job than she did more than she thinks she did.
And she looks quite content to be helping.
He will just praise it the whole time and tell her, "Oh, look how good you did that wall. That one's very tall."
Back over the other side, Claire eventually kind of turns Shepard around, sees Rhea. "Your mouth's hanging open. You'll catch flies, you know."
She just sputters for a moment and then catches herself and attempts to compose herself. She'll look towards the entrance. You and Robin.
She looks to Robin, back to Rhea. "Well, you did say you two weren't." And she kind of shrugs. "It wasn't anything I planned. It just sort of... Robin helped me process things, and turns out he's very good at it. Honestly, Rhea." And she makes Commander ride up next to Portly and put an arm around Rhea's shoulders. "You should have while you had the chance." And then rough her hair and then keep moving on.
She rides off. Rhea's just like, "Wait, no, I already..." Like, what? Oh my god.
What's everyone else doing?
Ross is just staring out at the cinder storm as Robin's building a wall.
Ross, roll me a perception check. Okay. You see and watch the storm as the wall is built up around it. And as the wall is closing, as your view starts to shut from it, you watch it and you stare into it. It's not the first time you've watched a cinder storm, but it is the first time you've watched one so closely for so long. And as the wall is closing, you swear you caught the glimpse of an outline of a wing off in the distance in the storm, but that's impossible. You must have been seeing things. The storm does tend to play tricks.
I'll mention something to Robin as I see it, like, "Hey, do you see that? There's something out there. Can you at least leave a little bit of a window for a second?"
He will leave an opening and help her look.
All right. One of you can roll again with advantage, whoever has a better perception.
I have a 4, but I roll like crap.
Ross has a 1. What do you guys want to do?
You can call Weary over. She's on her way over anyways. After
I
taking
will.
a solid minute to forget what she heard.
Wish I
I
could
will-
relate.
Give Robin guidance.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Robin with advantage.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
And guidance. Yeah. Okay, and roll a d4. 23. Robin, you kind of look where she's pointing, and at first you don't see anything, but your eyes kind of start to adjust and see through the veil of whipping sand and flame. And you see off in the distance what looks to be a massive bird with silver feathers on its back, the biggest bird you've ever seen, diving and gliding through the storm as if it were unaffected by it, by its sheer mass and muscled wings.
Robin will describe it for her.
It's not flying towards you guys. It seems to be flying off at a distance at an angle. It doesn't seem to have any interest. It's just gliding through the storm, almost as if it wasn't there.
Would I do a nature check to see if I can figure out what he's describing?
Yes, but it would not be a very hard one. Well, harder than that.
With my help?
Yeah, with aid, I think, would be fine. There you go. It sounds like a rock. They are, I wouldn't call them common in the Cinderlands, but they are not rare either. But a rock of that size and power, you've never heard of anything just soaring through a cinderstorm.
That's crazy. I mean, that's too big for a rock.
How loud is Robin when he's describing this?
I would say that unless Robin was trying to be very quiet, you are walking up there anyway, you could overhear the conversation.
She's probably about.
Also, isn't it loud and we have to shout anyways? So
Yeah,
they can probably
that's
just hear us echoing in the cave.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So Mary wanders up behind you and peers out into the storm. I imagine it's probably gone by now.
Mhm. Well, roll me a
So-
perception, why not? What do your
Okay.
owl eyes see?
Um,
It is gone in the storm.
hmm. So Mary squints out into the blinding sand. So, it's still alive, is it?
Do you think that's probably the one that hurt Wicked Claw?
A beast of that size? That is how it was described to me.
Then, I mean, yeah, that might be the same one.
Excuse me.
Well, I do believe we'd best be very careful.
Yep, yeah. But I mean, it's way too big to come in for the night, so we just have to keep our eyes alert in the morning when we leave.
Mary nods slowly and crouches down to talk to Isolanda. This is quite the storm, isn't it?
It's very beautiful.
Sandstorms are beautiful, yes.
Robin and I made a wall to protect everyone.
I see. You did very well. I'm sure Robin needed all the help he could get.
She kind of blushes a little bit and gets quiet. But you do note, all of you, even you or Ross, you do note, she's talking more than she used to.
Mary stands up and brushes herself off. Yes, I've not seen one in many years.
You've been in a cinderstorm?
Not a cinder storm, but a sandstorm, one like this.
Did it hurt?
No, thankfully. The people we were with were very well prepared.
She nods.
You know, I was almost trapped in a cinder storm. And it hurt a lot. But made it to a cave and we're safe, and you know, that's actually how Satomi found me. She happened to be going to the same cave.
She looks at you. Who's Satomi?
Oh, my Shawanti friend.
Oh. And
You might get to meet her one day.
you found her in a cave?
Actually, she found me. The storm came upon us, and Prakash cut loose one of the horses and put me on it, and to make it for the cave. And the horse tripped and fell on top of me. Thankfully, I was able to cut myself free and made it to the cave. And that's when, a couple days later, Satomi came and found me. And I started a new life with friends. It was probably one of the best things that happened to me.
I'm glad she found you.
I'm really glad she found me too. I was kind of sick, pretty sick.
Ross?
Yeah?
I was wondering if... No, it's okay.
No, go ahead, ask.
Do you think Kitty would let me pet her?
Oh, definitely.
Her eyes brighten up. Do you think she'd be my scarf?
Nodding.
She's a little big. I mean, you can...
Wary will pipe up from behind her. Scarf is a word we have decided shall take over the meaning of friend.
Right. Yes, she will be your scarf. Come on, let's go. You can pet Kitty while I do some work on her. Fix that the damage from the snake.
Iso will turn to look at Robin and Worry respectively, with the can I?
Robin will kiss her on the forehead and do the chew motion.
Yeah, Mary will nod.
And Iso will follow Ross to Kitty, and she's never approached Kitty before. She gets to Kitty and she looks very hesitant and looks to you several times, Ross, right? And then starts stroking her and she goes, "Oh, it's cold, but she looks soft, but she's metal. It's strange."
It's a visual effect. You know, it reminds me of someone else, but it's also really good armor and protection for her.
Like how Claire looks so beautiful and pretty, but is actually ugly and mean. Not Claire. Claire, I'm sorry. Camille. She said Camille. Oh no. I'm so sorry.
God.
Claire, my wonderful paladin. I didn't mean it. She says
Exactly.
Camille.
Yeah. Hey, you wanna? I have to fix some parts on her. You wanna help?
Oh. Yes? Okay.
You get to be my assistant.
And
And-
she will give you aid, and like she's not good at it, but she can like hand you the tools you point to. And you'd probably actually, I was gonna say, you'd probably actually be faster just doing it yourself, but she definitely feels included.
It's like 5 hit points, so
Right. Oh, Kadia wasn't in Fantasy Grounds when that happened. Obviously, she didn't hear anything.
Yeah, what happened? I'm sorry. Everything dropped.
I made a slip.
Please, God, tell me.
I made a slip. So, Iso was marveling at how Kitty kind of looks soft because she's made of metal, but it looks like fur a little bit.
Mhm.
And she looks soft, but she's actually hard. And Ross said it's a visual effect, like an illusion. And I meant to say, you mean like how Camille is looks sweet and nice, but she's really evil and mean. And I said Claire.
Oh!
Oh. Guys, I've leveled up. Now it's the right names, just the wrong people.
nice.
I'm slowly getting there. But she will help you repair Kitty. And Aras, you know that these storms can last anywhere from an hour to up to a day or two. It just depends on the intensity of the storm. And really how fast. The strange thing is, the more intense it is, usually the longer it lasts, but the less time it's a danger to you because it moves faster.
So does this looks like it's a fast-moving storm, right?
But it also looks like a massive storm. Roll me... You know what? Just roll me a knowledge nature check on this one, but do it with advantage because of your previous experience.
Oh, well.
Whoa.
Oops.
That's fine. Your first one was a 20 anyway.
Mhm.
So this looks... So it's a fast-moving storm, but it's also one of the biggest storms you've ever seen. You estimate probably 2 hours before it's not dangerous, 4 hours before it's gone, like moved on. But the storm itself, depending on how long ago it was made, could last days.
And how long have we been traveling? Is it about midday or?
Yeah, early afternoon, say 2 in the afternoon.
And then we'll probably just want to bed down for the night. We've got a nice, comfy area. You know, we don't really want to travel at night, anyways.
Don't you?
Not
Maybe?
Really, no.
Alright, that's cool. That's fine. That's
I mean, we're gonna have to stop somewhere. At some point, why not stay here and then just get an early start in the morning?
You know, the cave that we've already cleared out.
I think we could clear a bigger one. Let's go.
Not ambitious enough. God damn.
Honestly.
Yeah, I'm down for hunkering down here.
Okay. Anyone else? Yes, no, maybe so.
Sounds fine, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. All right. So you guys draw the wagons in a circle, except it's not really a circle.
Leave one horse there, I guess. It's just gonna have to sit there for a day.
And I'll seal us in, all except for a small spot, since I barely need to nap.
Makes sense. And you guys kind of pass the evening and have a nice long rest. Well, why don't I just open up the floor? The NPCs all gather around and do what they normally do. What about you guys? Anything in particular of note during this long rest as you're waiting for the dawn to come? I will note that the storm lasts about, true to her word, about 4 hours or so before it completely stops. Or not stops, but has moved on. And about that time is when the sun is starting to set.
Ross is going to spend the whole time near the front of the cave, just looking out the window area.
Okay.
Just kind of being near it in case, somebody's out there, might need help, blah, blah, blah.
Sure. All right. Anyone else?
Mary spends the afternoon/evening with Isolanda, probably.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, being in a decently open area would probably be a good spot to teach her a little bit more, but that's fine.
No, go for it.
I mean, just because Mary is with her, she's not a pie. It's not like Mary takes the whole pie and there's nothing left.
She takes the whole thing. She's greedy.
In fact, she is a pizza. This has already been established.
Yeah, no, if you want to teach her stuff, go for it.
What would you like to teach her, Rhea?
I mean, at the moment, mostly going to go more with the sling.
Okay.
I think.
Gotcha.
Oh God,
So
where's my character sheet?
You give her...
Mary casts Bless on both of you.
I can cast
both.
Bless on myself, thank you.
Are you really turning down help? Do you not want Mary's help? Do you not want her input? She can go sit in a corner if you want.
Why can't you all just let me have my time with my new sister-in-law, future sister-in-law? No, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Roll me a charisma persuasion check. I'll have her roll something. Ooh. With a +4, write a d4 because of bless. Actually, yeah, sure. That helps her.
So what do I...
Roll me a persuasion check, please.
Persuasion check.
Mm-hmm. Well, persuasion, performance. I'd let you choose, because you could argue that teaching could be either, right? Performance at how well you teach, persuasion, how well your message gets through.
Mm-hmm. I think I'll do performance, because I got +2 more to that.
Sure. I might need to lock that down someday, but teaching's kind of an odd thing, because there's so many different ways to teach someone. Well,
yeah.
Let's do it this way. We'll keep that check, but I'm curious, how does Rhea teach? What's her teaching style?
Oh boy. She would probably have ISO do it herself 1 or 2 times just to get an idea, because I mean she's professionally trained in all of these weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So she'd do that to get an idea of, how she holds herself in her stance and how she tries to aim it and fling it and things like that. And after assessing that, she would sort of go over and would show her on herself and would help to adjust ISO if need be.
Mm-hmm.
And would go on to give any pointers that she could.
Gotcha. So, you do a good job of showing her pointers and showing her what she's doing wrong and doing it in such a way that is gentle, right? However, for whatever reason today, ISO's just doesn't have it. She hasn't hit herself in the head or anything, but the rock's not flying more than 4 feet, 5 feet. And after about half an hour, it's clear she is getting a little frustrated.
Oh.
Even with
Poor baby.
She starts to get frustrated at her performance despite your help, and eventually, Rhea, you can tell there comes a certain point in time where your student has gotten so frustrated that the lessons are not going to stick anymore.
Could I try a thing real quick?
Yeah, what would you like to try?
Let me just double check it. So my bardic inspiration, they can add it to an attack roll, an ability check, pretty much anything. So I could give her a d6 to add.
Yes. What I would say is you could give it to her save, because I've already rolled again, so it wouldn't be the attack roll, but you could give it to her save. So
Yeah.
I just had her roll a save to see how well she handled her disappointment.
That's what I'm focused on. We
And
can always practice on doing that more. I'd rather keep her calm.
Her DC is not hard because you did a decent job of teaching. Yeah. Okay. I gave her a DC of 10.
Oh.
So she is disappointed in her performance, but with your words of encouragement, she swallows her disappointment, and the lesson is a success, though it doesn't leave her feeling very happy, in the sense of like resignation that she still has such a long way to go, but progress has been made. You did avoid and prevent her from breaking down, though, which is good.
Yeah, that's, a main goal here. So yeah, after not having her absolutely break down on us, she'd probably, if I so wanted, just sit down near one of the walls or near Shala or something and would play something for them if they wanted, just to help, lighten the mood a little bit more.
All right. What about you, Amelia? / Annika?
Honestly, at this point, Amelia, unless someone wanted to hang out with her or something, she would probably start reading again, just doing more research, and Annika is just kind of hanging out with Triana, and possibly, if he's hanging out by Triana, which is not unheard of, also Vencarlo. Because why not?
Yeah. I would assume at some point in the night, Triana would have been sparring with Vencarlo, so yeah, that would definitely be a thing. As you would see Vencarlo and Triana practicing with each other, him with his sheathed rapier and her with her chain. It's also clear from Annika's eyes, obviously Vencarlo is the better trained, and he is in some ways toying with Triana, but not toying maliciously, toying in a way to improve her weaknesses. But Triana is fairly skilled with that chain, especially given the difficulty of using one. And there are a few times, there's one time in particular where Vencarlo misjudged his toying, and Triana got a good wrap around and wrap the chain around his thighs where it and hit him, finished on his butt, on his backside. And she'd look at Annika and wink.
Annika makes a very exaggerated, gasping motion, just oh my.
And Amelia, of course, your mother would be joining you in the research.
Amelia trying put off the fact that she's definitely not getting frustrated by any lack of progress. It's totally fine. Actually, I should just like roll a deception to see how well
Yeah.
that comes off.
Roll me a deception, because your mother would be asking you questions. Oh, you hide it very well.
Oh,
Your mother asks you questions on a fairly regular basis, which impedes you even more, but you hide your frustration very well. She seems to be focused on the difference between raising a mindless undead and a sentient undead, and she's like, I don't understand why some come back mindless and others don't. Is it simply a power thing? Is it the more magic you, I don't know, fling at it? Is there some technique to it? I don't see it in these books.
Mother, you don't. Well, flinging magic. That's not really how.
I have seen you and Weary. There is flinging, definitely.
Well, yes, there's flinging in magic normally, but this is like finely tuned. You can't just fling magic at a corpse and it'll turn into an undead.
So then answer it this way. If you take a necromancer with great skill but very little magical power, and a necromancer with massive power but very little skill, can the one with massive power create a sentient undead?
Oh my god. Oh god. So yeah, instead of making much progress, I imagine she just gets stuck in this loop of a conversation of like trying to explain the finer points to her mother.
Explaining to her that, I mean, on occasion someone might be naturally gifted enough, but generally speaking, no, it's something that takes skill, and the great powered one could make tons of zombies. But making a sentient undead is something that is an art.
Yeah, so it's essentially, oh god, it's fucking Sakura with the chakra channels.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, just like, no, you see, it's like this, okay, but what if? And it's like, no, Mom, I just explained that you, okay.
You will also notice one point in the evening when you were supposedly deep in your book, your mom does like a hand gesture and nothing happens, and she just kind of nods to herself and then just keeps reading. Poor, completely untalented mother.
Was she like trying to do a spell or something?
Look, if you spend your week studying magic, at some point you're gonna see if you can actually do it.
Oh my god. I want to know. Amelia wants to see if she can tell which spell she was trying to do.
Roll me a spell check Arcana.
18.
Mm-hmm. Looks like she was trying to do a Toll the Dead. Which is kind of silly because you know, being yourself, that you need to do that to someone.
Right, so she's just like, sees that out of the corner of her eye, and she like pauses, thinks about it for a moment, frowns, just like, who the fuck was she aiming at? What?
She hides whatever disappointment very well and just goes back to studying.
Oh my god.
Venkastrakin spends the evening nearby, quiet. Robin, what do you do during the evening?
Stay away from anywhere Van Casterkin is.
Mm-hmm.
Avoid watching Isolanda play with the slings. He's very nervous she's going to hurt herself, and let them have private time with Shala and Ria. He's going to probably stand by Ross for a long time very quietly, just kind of feeling her out, making sure she's okay. He's going to bum around a lot. He's doing a lot of bumming. That's pretty much it.
Gotcha. Okay. So, with that, the evening passes. You all gain a long rest here. I will fix your sheets for you. You've all gained a long rest and you are healed. Congratulations. You wake up in the morning, you pack up your things, and you begin to prepare for your journey onward. Anything before you guys leave and continue your journey? Excellent. So you guys make your way out of the cave, and I need someone who is very proficient with perception to roll with advantage.
I'm weary.
I'm working on it. Give me a second.
Yes. Weary is just short for someone who is very proficient with perception.
How's a
28? Very nice. Okay. So, you make your way out of the cave, and this is the first time that the group is exiting the cave when there's not a sandstorm raging around you, because as you approach the caves, the sandstorm had already overtaken you, and seeing was difficult. But you walk out today, and the sky is crystal blue, and the wind is completely dead. And you look around, and you see off in the distance, there's two things that you notice, Marie. Off in the distance, you see the top of a pyramid-like structure that looks, to reference the real world, almost like a Mayan temple. That, from what you had been described to you all, appears to be what you're looking for, the Acropolis of the Thrall Keepers. Given the distance and the sand and the desert, you judge to be maybe half a day's journey from it. So very close. But you notice something else as well. As you travel out of the cave, on the ground, in set intervals, not set intervals, almost random intervals, but in a definite interval, there are large, large feathers, half buried in the sand, leading off the opposite direction. Well, more to... Here, let me share. So, let me make that smaller. So, you guys are, like... Let's say you're here, right? You're about half a day's journey from the Acropolis. Leading off this direction is a somewhat hard to spot but definite trail of feathers, almost like they were blown off by the winds of the storm and half buried in the sand.
How big we talking?
Giant.
Couple feet?
We're talking the size of you.
Oh, good.
And some of them are silver.
Gotcha. Okay.
It seems fairly clear that the large bird that Robin saw the other night, and Aras as well, flew off in that direction, and the wind has left some form of trail.
Gotcha. So Mary will see a few and find a silver one and pull it out of the sand, dust all the sand off of it. Examine it.
It's a giant feather.
Yeah, there's probably nothing that special about it. No markings, no anything else.
It's huge.
Yeah, that's what I figured. She will point them out to the group, but, and perhaps present this one for everybody to look at.
Robin begins retrieving them and giving one to Isolanda and stuffing them into Aras's bag of holding. He'll just walk up with the hand like, hey.
Well, they're not that common. There's one like maybe every 40, 50, 100 feet. They're spread out. There's just clear that they're going a certain direction. But there's not like dozens of them.
Yeah, you say that as if you wouldn't sprint across the desert just to get one for Isolanda.
I understand.
He would speedily go gather as many as he could without losing the cart he likes. He will pet them when no one's watching.
Weary will watch this happen, and as Robin makes his third or fourth trip back to the cart with a new feather, do you have plans for these?
No, not yet. But I thought Isolanda would enjoy seeing new things, and Ross is smart. You never know when she could make. He kind of holds it up and twists it to the side. Wings? I'm not creative.
Well, if you need any smaller ones, I suppose just let me know.
He will nod very happily like he's doing something really good, although it's just ridiculous, and keep presenting it to Ross.
Ross will take them and put them in the bag, and also mention to Mwiri that we should have messaged Thousand Bones last night, but maybe if we get a chance tonight, we can tell him about the rock headed over the Skonquois. We're supposed to be in that direction.
You'll hear off to the side. Hear about it. Are they dangerous? Claire says, like riding up on Commander.
The rock or the Skonquois?
Well, I know the Skonquois are dangerous. I was referring to the rock.
Very much so, and this one in particular appears to have a fascination with slaughtering anything in its path without
why
eating
don't we
what it kills.
Why don't we just bring its head to Thousand Bones? After all, she points her hand out, it was so kind to leave us a path.
Do you remember the great creature that came down in front of us when we entered the domain of the Runquois?
I do.
Would you fight it, one-on-one?
Are you really asking her this?
Would you fight it and expect to win?
One-on-one? No, I'm not that stupid. I'd at least take Robin.
She
Besides,
snorts.
I have an entire group, and aren't we supposed to be proving ourselves?
I want to say she has a point. We might not get another trail for a long time. If we have the opportunity, not to mention if it's hunting and heading towards a group, we might be of use before it attacks someone. We were being followed by Shawanti as well before the storm. It could be after them. It might be best just to dispatch it now.
Okay. Yeah.
Considering it is an airborne predator, and we have no way of hunting it if it decides to climb above the clouds, I think that might be somewhat difficult. We might wound it, but even if we do, it could simply flee. If it knew this was a fight, it could not win.
Oh, I have to send you a message real quick, God, because I don't remember a decision we made.
Here, let me pull you into the whisper room. And Amelia will deal with you in just a second. Hi.
So, I don't remember the decision that was made. Because I know you said Portly could have a couple of forms. I don't remember what you said about a flying one.
I said yes, but it would have to be higher level. I don't remember what level I gave it, though.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have been before level 12, though. I know that for a fact.
Alright.
So we'll say tentatively level 12 for now.
Alright.
Alright?
Yep.
Well, if you could get on its back and...
Yeah, but I can't roll well or do anything heroic unless if you're at risk.
God
Hey,
left me
no,
a whisper.
okay, but you'd be up there alone, so if we're not looking at you, maybe you'll roll better.
Could you bring anybody with you?
I mean, if I can hold you. I'm a wimp.
Okay.
Amelia, you had a plus sign.
Amelia would actually hold up a hand and say, I mean, we do have feathers of it. We can probably scry on it.
And then attack it when it's at a place where it can't fly away? Like maybe it was looking for a cave?
Well, I was thinking more we could use that to track down where it is or something. But I mean, there's plenty of ways to take out wings, right? We would just have to plan.
Vincarlo, who's kind of listening some ways away, you know one of the best ways to take out a criminal who doesn't want to be found? You don't hunt him, you hunt what he thinks is valuable and make him come to you.
So, what does a rock think is valuable?
Larger predators?
Any significant source of prey, I would think.
Everyone who wants can roll me a nature check as well.
Can Mary have advantage? Because she was told about this creature by
Murray
Wicked Claw.
could have advantage.
We're doing
Sure.
nature?
Nature, yeah. Sure, Murray.
Can I guide
Ooh.
myself?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
You can guide yourself.
Okay.
Oh, nice, Ross.
Yeah. Robin, you would know this, or Ross, you would know this as well. When it comes to beasties of all kinds, shapes, and sizes, they tend to be very different in what they like, what they dislike, what they hunt, what their behaviors, everything are. But what is almost universal is they care for family, young mates, things of that nature. There are exceptions, but not many.
Well, can you scry on the rock now? And see maybe where it is?
Yeah, maybe if we could find a nest or something.
I mean, it's early in the morning, and they say the early bird gets the worm. Maybe it's back at the nest, feeding the future baby rocks worms. Or something.
Oh, I'm not able to scry, but out of character, this is a cleric / bard spell.
Yeah, Mary will shake her head. I would need some time to prepare it. I was not aware we were going to be chasing down large predators.
Shala? Is that...
I can
No.
only hold monsters.
Cool.
Shala doesn't say. She shakes her head. No, I don't have this ability, but hang on a second.
For the new UA, for bards switching out spells, what's the requirement?
Long rest.
Uh,
I believe it's one spell per long rest.
But I'm looking up something because if I remember correctly,
Is it specifically about scrying?
not quite. It's about something else. Give me a second, because I seem to remember specifically doing something. Scrolling down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I remember now. When you guys were talking about Camille and all that, there's a certain merchant you know who can do it as well.
Mm-hmm. I was just gonna look at that, his services.
I do not have his 5th levels listed on his services for some strange reason, but I do remember giving him scry because he offered to do it and where he did it instead.
Okay.
So that is an option as well. And warlocks don't have to prepare spells.
Ross, would you like me to do Ascending to Thousand Bones instead? That's a 3rd level. I have a couple of those to burn.
Sure. Sure, we can tell him that we were on our way to the Acropolis and came across that rock, and I think we're going after the rock?
Considering going after the rock.
Mary will nod and will tell Thousand Bones that we're about half a day from the Acropolis, and that we've survived the Cinder Storm and come across the trail of the silver-backed rock.
There'd be, of course, a appropriate pause, and then you would get back. I am glad that you are safe so far. Be careful. That foe is known. It has killed many Shawanti.
So...
And so here's what I will put to the players. You have the feathers. You have the ability to scry from multiple sources. You can choose to continue on to the Acropolis and scry on the rock to try and find it. That is certainly possible and doable. It will be easier if you have a trail to follow as well, right? Because you'll have a more general direction, and then you can use the scrying to supplement, but it is not necessary. You can choose, if you would like to do both, what order you'd like to do it in. The feathers, now that you have them, can guarantee that at the very least you can scry on it and try and determine its location from there.
I mean, we were just going to the Acropolis because we were trying to find a mark that people have been searching for forever, so...
And
Why
following
not?
up on the trail of an NPC.
Yeah. But you know, if he's made it
Yeah.
this long...
Either he's dead or he'll be fine.
Exactly. I mean...
I think that it would be nicer to have more scries to tell where the rock was, because we might just get it while it's flying or while it's pooping, or like we want to get it in its nest. So I wouldn't mind time we could go to the Acropolis and then try and find the rock. If we did enough scrying, maybe we could make it easier on ourselves.
Could scry on it at night when it's probably not flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in that method too, you can also use your multiple scries to do it at different times of the day, because, for example, if you scry on it at night and you see its nest, you'll see what's around it, but this is the Cinderlands, how far away is it? But if you scry, say, over the course of a day with multiple attempts, then you might be able to see much more of the area it's in.
It'll give you a better chance
Exactly.
to triangulate.
It's definitely doable. Now that the feathers is really the key, the ability to track it.
Well, here's a question, God. So last episode, Mary did talk somewhat at length with Wicked Claw about this.
Mm-hmm.
And she was told that Wicked Claw did try and ambush this thing in a specific location. I believe it was a nest.
Mm-hmm. So, yes, Wicked Claw ambushed it at the rock's nest. Here's what I would let you do, because you do not know the Cinderlands, but you are with someone who does. If you wanted, you could describe it. And Aras, I'd let you make a very difficult survival check to see if you can determine where that is, because a nest is really... You see what I'm saying? Like, that's not a lot to go on, but it's something. So if you rolled really good at it, you might be able to go, oh, wait, I know that. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So roll me a survival with whatever advantages you can give yourself. And
It's
I don't think...
guidance and
I
aid.
don't think anyone could aid you on this, because no one else knows the Cinderlands here.
Well, Mary is describing the place.
Right, but that's allowing her to even make the check.
Ah, okay.
Sorry, what was I rolling again?
You're rolling a knowledge survival to determine. Murray's going to describe to you what Wicked Claw told her about ambushing the rock, and you're going to see if this can. Are you familiar with what she's describing? Like, have you ever been here? Have you ever seen it? Do you know where this is? So no one can aid you because you're the only one here that knows the Cinderlands. But things like guidance, inspiration, etc. could help you.
Does guidance stack?
No. I don't think it does.
Guidance stacks with inspiration, sure.
I meant with its guidance too, but yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
So, yeah.
And there is, so there's bardic inspiration, there is an inspiration. So, actually, what's Shala's inspiration die now? She's level 10, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's level
she
10, so I don't know if that goes up any, because...
Give me a second.
Bard. Hang on, I'm looking now. Bards at level 10. I mean, you've got NPCs. Why not use them, right? Inspiration. A D10 at 10th level. So you could take a D10 from Shala. And you can take guidance from yourself. You don't get advantage.
Rolled a 1. I did not mean to hit it.
That's fine.
That was...
Well, even
Yep.
with that,
That's
you're
a
not
1.
gonna... Yeah, she'll describe it to you, and I mean, it's the bloody Cinderlands. That nest could be anywhere.
I mean, do you want to take my inspiration and take that second roll?
Could I do that?
Yeah, you could.
Can I do that? So then with a D10 as well?
I'd have to make you roll again. You can't make the decision to use inspiration after knowing what the die is.
I would have done it after the 1, so...
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I'm not going to let you choose to use inspiration to take a 19.
Yeah, I will roll again.
Gotcha.
Oh, shit. Oops, so
okay, that's
13
fine.
plus 1.
13 plus 1, so 14 plus 7 plus 3, so 23.
20 plus 1, so
24.
that would be 24.
I'm sorry. It sounds kind of familiar. But no, you don't know. You're one away.
Well,
I'm sorry, Sib.
It's okay.
would she be able to kind of at least map out make like a mind map, and as we're like scrying on it, we can try and build off of that?
Maybe. The thing is, though, this check is to see if she would recognize where this nest would even be, and that's kind of a I know or I don't type of thing. I would say, because you rolled well, I'll say, okay, from what she's describing, that's the northwestern Cinderlands, so maybe it makes its home somewhere in this area, right? I'll give you that.
Okay.
This seems to be the hunting or living grounds. Actually, it'd be more like over here somewhere. Somewhere there.
I would make the argument of maybe following the feathers for as long as we could, because then we get kind of close to it, and then rest and camp. And I mean, if it's that far away, that's gonna take us probably a day-ish to get there.
A day or two, depending on
So we might be following the feathers for a little while, at least a day, and then overnight. When we get closer to it, then we can scry and we'll be closer, and maybe.
I don't know. What does the rest of the group think?
Or not.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 3. Aras, Weary?
I mean, Aras doesn't think this, Moiri doesn't think this is a good idea, but, like, if that's what y'all want to do.
I mean, the
So-
other.
Does Murray not want to take on the rock? I thought she promised to take it on for Wicked Claw.
She absolutely did not.
Oh, she did not. Okay.
No.
I'm just misremembering. Perfect. Okay. What about you, Amelia?
So I'm fine with taking on the rock, just maybe not at the I would prefer to continue going to the Acropolis. As we're going there, we can continue scrying on it and things like that, just to gather information. And then once we've gotten the thing, the MacGuffin, and possibly found the NPC, hopefully in one piece and alive, then we can move on from there.
Sure.
Like, I'm
if I'm-
down for, like, tracking this thing, but I would prefer, because this might just be me having flashbacks to having another random character skewered by a rock, but, like, this one seems very big and scary.
That's fine. We can.
I mean, this character has Fireball too. I'm sure you'll be fine, Laura.
That's what got me in that shit in the first place.
So let's put this up to a vote then.
Okay.
Anyone who is for tracking down the rock now, using the Trail of Feathers and scrying to get the rock, go ahead and put a plus sign.
So the people, sorry, run that by me again?
If you want to do the rock now and Acropolis later, put a plus sign.
I mean, I'm okay doing the Acropolis. If you know, I don't have a preference one way or the other.
I thought we were just following the rock trail as far as we could towards the Acropolis and then branching off. so we can jump-
No, it's going a different direction.
It's the opposite. Yeah.
Not quite the opposite,
Yeah.
but definitely off center of it.
Yeah.
All right, so then it seems like Acropolis first, rock later.
Yes.
Yeah, because if we can pick up an NPC who knows the area a little bit better, that also might help our chances of tracking
Very
down.
true.
Also, he might be dying. He is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. So you Robin, you collect. You know what, Robin, roll me a d6.
2.
You managed to get 2 feathers. One of them is silver, and one of them is a bluish brown color. Hang on, that sounds silly, but give me a second. One of them is. Yeah, one of them is a bluish color.
Okay. After showing them to Isolanda, he'll forfeit them over to Aras so that she can make something useful with.
These things are huge, Ross. They're like twice your height almost.
Thank you. Look
Make
fit in
a
the bag of
wonderful
holding.
fan.
Yeah.
I don't know how heavy they'd be either. I assume they'd be much lighter than they look, right? I mean, like, you'd have no trouble holding or lifting one. Maybe 10, 15, 20 pounds?
They would just have a little bit of resistance, probably not even in that.
Right.
Maybe like a very
I
like
think the biggest problem is that any breeze they catch is just gonna frickin' take you right with it.
You're gonna go for a kite ride, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, less wings, more parachute.
Uh-huh.
Good
Iso
thing
is fascinated by them when you show them, and she goes, "This came from a bird? It must be so big."
He nods and we'll tell her after we go to this Acropolis place, we're going to go hunt it. Won't that be exciting?
She nods. It's so big, I bet I could even hit it with a slingshot.
Probably yes, you could. Not gonna break that dream.
She found something. So with that, you guys continue to make your way to the Acropolis. It, as I said, takes about half a day of travel through the blazing sun, as usual. Give me a second here. As you begin to approach it, you see that much of it seems to be buried by the sands of time. What remains above ground of the Acropolis is a partially collapsed tower bearing the mark of a 7-pointed star. Just to the side of that mark, a pair of 20-foot wide stone doors stand ajar, leading down into a dusty flight of stairs that descends down below. Someone with advantage, please roll me, because this is a group together, roll me a knowledge survival check, please. Specifically for tracking, but you use survival for that. We've been using worry so far, yeah.
I think it's either Moiri or Ross that has the highest survival.
It's been
That
worry.
would be wary.
Yeah. As you guys have been traveling through the Cinderlands. Typically, I believe the canon is Murray with a Ross helping, mostly. Oh. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Wow.
Murray. Well, no, I'd say the whole group, because these are used more as group checks, right?
Also, Blue, you're muted.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, it's like she grew up in a jungle with like temples and
One might
pyramids
think.
and stuff.
As you guys approach the tower and the doors, the wind that has picked up gently over the course of the day, as it seems like when you came out in the morning, it was almost like the still after the storm, but the winds have come back up again a little, and dust and sand is blowing everywhere, and most people would miss this, but Murray, your keen eyes and your lifetime of travel allows you to catch the faint remains of mostly blown away tracks leading down into the doorway. And you know, without a shadow of a doubt, in a desert like this, these tracks can't be more than a few hours old, if that. You see 3. It looks like a set of 2 tracks, and then another single track. They don't seem like they were together because 2 moved alongside and 1 seemed to tread over them and are fresher. It's hard to tell. It's very muted. Most people would see nothing, but your keen eyes this day pick that out.
Gotcha. So Mary will crouch and look over the tracks. And, turn to Ross. Your friend, you said, was missing a leg.
Well, he had a post at the time that fit into a shoe, so, I mean...
Multiple tracks here. 3 people, but these are recent. Within the last few hours, someone passed through here.
Well, looking for a group of either 1 or 2, and just assume that let's go in quietly and stealthily, and we're not alone.
Mary nods. And we'll tell the rest of the group that we should expect to be very quiet, and we should expect that we will not be alone while we are in here. What are we gonna do with the horses, the carts, and the kiddo?
Robin will pick up Isolanda, as if he intends to carry her the whole time with him.
We might, probably, well...
I mean, we do have NPCs that we can leave behind with the vehicles. That should be left behind with the vehicles. Maybe not have small child in possibly trapped pen.
So I think we can take 2 NPCs, right? We should take Amelia's mom and Isa.
I'm going to point
yeah.
out this is an Irina situation. I'm not leaving her with the cart.
Right.
What we could do is we could, because I think we just roughed it yesterday. I don't think anybody set up the mansion because Amelia has it.
Correct.
We can set up the mansion outside, and everybody who goes in there will be safe.
That's what I was going to mention. I just couldn't remember whether or not we did the mansion.
That way the horses can go in there too, so that's out.
I will also say, if it helps, yes, thank you for remembering, you guys can take 2 NPCs of your choice with you. Iso would not count because typically she's not a combatant, so if you choose to take her, she would not count against the 2. Not
That's
telling
rude.
you
She
should.
has a slingshot.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a non-combatant. She ain't there yet, Bria. She ain't there yet.
Hey, she could maybe hit a rock if she was facing in its general direction.
I'm not saying that she literally will not take part no matter what. I'm saying if ISO gets involved, shit has gone south.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
But my point is that the mansion's a great idea. You are more than welcome to do what you will. But if you choose, or if Robin's adamant, or if ISO comes along, that does not count against your 2 NPC choice.
Robin will be very firm. He feels he can protect her better than a mansion that people... Yeah.
Mary will ask Isolanda what she wants to do.
Oh, I want to see the Acromacopus.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Right?
Mary-
That's what you called it, an Acromacopus?
Acropolis. There may be fighting, and we just want you to be safe.
I don't mind. I've seen fighting. All the time.
Robin wiggles from one foot to another. I promise I won't put her down for a minute.
Mary sighs. You are much more stealthy than I am. It would be better if you were in the front of the marching order. If you allow me, I will keep her safe.
He looks to Isolanda.
She shrugs and she says, "Oh, well, so, I mean, does my opinion matter?"
Always.
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm not very good at this, but from what I've seen, Mary casts a lot of spells, and Robin, you are very quick and stealthy and use your daggers in your hands. It would be difficult to do that while holding me, whereas Mary is able generally to cast with one hand from what I've seen. But that's just what I thought.
Robin will hold out Isolanda and look very clearly at Mary and be like, don't put her down.
Mary nods, and there is a note of steely seriousness to her voice. I will not allow her to come to harm.
Iso will reach out and grab Robin's cloak so that his cloak's being kind of like pulled over.
Okay.
Okay. So, who's going inside? You taking any NPCs? Or you guys still want to do the mansion? What's the goal here?
If we don't need to do the mansion, then I don't think that's really necessary.
Typically speaking, you're leaving usually like 4 to 5 highly trained fighters with the carts. They should be able to handle themselves. Plus, don't forget, Hilda's there.
Right?
For all you know,
I still think we should take her.
yeah, for all you know, she's a necromantic extraordinaire.
Well, here's an idea. Could we possibly leave the Boomis medallion with them? That in the event that shit goes very south, that they could maybe take shelter in his shop or call upon his services as a fighter if they are vastly outnumbered for whatever reason?
Absolutely, you could do that.
Yep.
So, of your harem, who would you like to take with you?
Wow.
That's Robin's harem to you. Thank you.
No, you're Robin's harem. The NPCs don't count. Most of those are males. Only the females count. Oh, and Van Carlo.
And Van Carlo. I was about to say.
He'll never admit it, but yes, he is.
Who would you guys like to take with you? You have Triana, Claire, Flack, Van Carlo, Van Casterkin. Yeah, I think that's it.
I want to say probably stealthier.
Stealthiest would be Van Carlo and Triana.
I think we should bring Van Casterkin so I can hate on him.
Oh my god.
What a
Gonna
twist.
brandish a spiky lizard at him?
I'm genuinely shocked. I get it. I totally understand it, but I did not see that.
We should save Van Casterkin for the rock fight.
Right.
Oh boy.
I mean, he is very good with a bow. Well, he's supposed to be very good with a bow.
Yeah, if the dice allow it, he's good with a bow.
Since he hasn't come in, he hasn't sucked at anything. I'm just pointing this out.
That's very fair. So, like, what? Him and Triana? Do we want to do that? Van Carlo got his chance to shine. Start rotating characters, make sure that all of them actually get even distribution of.
Well, who would be useful in this place as far as probably, I guess, not history or traps or I don't know what's in here.
I say Van Carlo for sure, and if you want to do both Vans, let's do. I mean, for the sheer funny factor, I'm totally down.
So, if you guys want, since you're trying to decide, if you have a question about what character or NPC would be good at what, let me know, because it's not like they're trying to hide it. I can let you know. Like, for example, Van Carlo, Triana, stealthiest probably of the group. Any other things that you'd want to know, like who would be good at what?
Traps.
Traps would be... Give me a second here. Van Carlo certainly would be good at it. He'd be good at disarming them, maybe not the best at seeing them.
I mean,
but he's not
we
that bad
seem
either.
to have a fairly good system for traps back at the mansion.
Yeah.
Triana, even better at disarming them. Not as great at it. They're a little similar in the sense that they're very stealthy, they're very nimble, they're very quick, they're very good with their fingers. They're not the most observant.
That sounds about right.
And they're both good combatants as well, especially Van Carlo. He's probably one of the best fighters you guys have.
Yeah, I'd want to bring Van Carlo, and then I'm fine with anybody else. Also, Squee, would ISO be able to ride Kitty?
Yeah, she's considered small.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
a small bean.
Small bean.
Alright, everyone seems to kind of agree on Van Carlo. Who's your second?
Do we want to bring Garrick?
You can also just bring Van Carlo if you want to leave everyone else behind.
Why not bring Trini? We haven't brought her anywhere. Is she same high level as Van Casterkin?
Yeah, she should be... So, I mean, with different strengths, of course, but yes.
Oh, of course.
All of these characters are the best I could get because they're judged differently. They're technically NPCs with CR ratings, but they are not as strong as you guys, but close. Van Carlo is stronger than them in combat simply because he's fucking blackjack. But the rest of them should be fairly comparable with different uses. If the dice are kind. Also, another question as well. Rhea, are you bringing Portly? The doors at that moment look big, but you don't know what's inside.
Right. I would say probably not. I mean, we're going into essentially like a building, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
All right. Hey, at least Portly has company with Commander there.
Mm-hmm.
Not leaving him alone like so many times before.
That wasn't my choice.
I know. Muri, that plus sign, have I missed that for a while? Was that recent?
No, that was recent.
Okay. Yes, your plus sign.
So Mary had to burn her greater restoration from her prayer beads on the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Amelia, you have not had greater restoration cast on you today, so Annika can possess you at the moment. And unless you want her to use her 5th level spell slot for that.
Nope.
Correct.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Got you. It's really important to note that's true because your prayer bead is used for the greater restore. All right. So one more person. Who you guys taking? Flack.
Should we just roll a dice?
Sure.
Okay. So.
Flack.
I think we're trying to be quiet, right? We definitely.
Yeah, maybe not Flack.
Okay.
So let's do some. So you got Shala, you've got Triana, you've got Claire. I don't know how quiet Claire is.
No.
She's like a.
So our options are probably Shala, Trinia. We're definitely taking Van Carlo, right?
Yeah.
Casterkin.
And
Yeah,
Van
Van
Casterkin.
Casterkin, yeah.
Van Casterkin's, he's stealthier than most. He might have disadvantage. Hang on, let me find him. Because he's got
we're
decent
bringing
dex.
Rhea, so that's already
Right. He's got
already
good
a
dex.
giveaway.
But he
So
wears medium armor, so yeah, he would have. Oh no, he wears a breastplate, so no, he would not have disadvantage to stealth.
Oh, nice. So just Shala, Van Casterkin, Triana reroll.
Yeah. So roll a d6. 1, 2 Shala, 3, 4 is Triana.
Or you can just do a d4.
Oh, is there 4? I thought there were 3.
4 is a reroll.
Oh, sure. Okay. Reroll again.
Should have just done a d6.
Shala it is.
You should bring your girlfriend.
And hey.
Fiance, thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
sorry.
on the bright side, that means I don't have to control her even. There you go.
Woo.
Yay.
Who wants control over Shala? You know what? Let's make this fun. And who wants control over Vincalo in combat? Because I could give him to someone to control. I think. Actually, I can't do that. Never mind.
I think it's funnier when you make him swear every time.
Well, also, I realize he's an NPC. I can't do that. But Shala, I can give to someone to control. Who wants her?
I think we can hand it over to her future wife.
A fiance. Rhea, you should already have control over her, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, I've got her
All right, nice. Sorry, so we have our group of 7, 8 plus Kitty, 9 plus ISO, but again, non-combatant unless things go down. So
Oh, we're bringing a child into it.
the rest pull the carts up close together. Claire and Flack start kind of circling the carts just to keep watch, and Portly kind of follows along, feeling involved. And you all make your way into the doors. You pass the doors and begin to descend the stairs, leaving the bright daylight behind you. And they travel down for a good, 5 minutes or so. And the stones end at a 20-foot wide and 20-foot tall hallway that leads to the east, opening into a large chamber. The floor is cluttered with dust and tiny mounds of ash that look to have been recently disturbed in places, but signs of a trail vanish to the east once the stone becomes clear of debris. Give me a second. Let me put your tokens on the map, and then I will reveal the map to you. Again, as always, I'm putting your tokens in no particular order. You are welcome to rearrange them in what order you see fit.
You heard him, Rhea. Get on it.
Why Aras and Kitty are so far apart, I do not know. Should have thought about that when I was placing them, but there you are. And let's get Rhea out of the wall. That'd probably be very painful.
I don't have a map.
Yep, there you go.
Hey, there we go.
Go ahead and resize if you need to. Ooh, whoops.
It's really thinking about it. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Loading.
And I'm about to reveal much more of it. But go ahead and put yourselves in what order you'd be entering in. And you all rolled stealth, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Rhea. Oh, Rhea.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
And Kitty would offer, or I would offer to let Isa ride Kitty.
Gotcha. Robin, yes, you're right, because you technically can't roll below a 17 on your stealth now. Now that you're level 11. Robin, even when not trying, is a stealthy mofo.
Yeah. Mary will carry ISO, because Kitty is kind of a up in your face fighter.
Okay.
So 17, 7, 10, 13, 12. Okay. Is this your order? Also, let me roll for Vin. Vin, buddy, pal. Yeah, you're fine. Vin moves like shadows, almost like Robin. Also, let me change the music. So while you guys are switching yourself, because I'm assuming, is that your order? I'm assuming not, right? You guys can move in Carlo as well to where you'd want him to be.
We'll take the safe rear of the marching order.
Wally, what you doing, buddy?
He's thinking.
Not thinking hard enough. All right.
That's right.
So Robin and Vincarlo are ahead of everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Give me one moment. And Robin, Vincarlo, you guys can go ahead and move up to like where that hallway ends, and then I'll reveal that in just a moment.
Okay.
And then stop for me there when you get there, if you would, please.
Yes, we really are into those investigation checks. That's
Mhm. I completely understand.
Oh, before we go, I just make sure that Robin has like the piece for the walkie-talkie, so they can venture a little further ahead of us for messaging.
Mhm.
Oh, he's received a phone finder.
And hey, Robin,
Yes.
before you take off, Mary will lay a hand on your shoulder and cast Death Ward on you.
Ooh.
So you have a little bit of a buffer.
Okay.
Right. It looks like it's going to take PowerShell a bit to run its thing for some reason, so I'm not going to wait for it. I'll just put it over here, and we'll have music when we have music. So, Robin.
Ross will also give Robin guidance before he leaves.
Gotcha. Robin, go ahead and roll me investigation with advantage as you and Vincarlo. Well, or do you want Vincarlo to do it? You're both really, investigation is not your thing. Perception actually is what I think it would be. Perception would be.
Honestly, investigation is kind of a thing.
Oh, well then.
I can't go 10 on it.
That's true. So by all means, roll with advantage because Vincarlo is helping you.
Okay.
Okay. You slowly make your way down the hall, and while it is old, and the air smells stale, there is no dust. It is as if time has forgotten to affect this place. The air in the massive cathedral-like space that you come across is strangely cool. The walls are carved with vertical ridges that rise to support the arch above, where the ceiling vaults into the shadows to a height of nearly 60 feet. A 5-foot wide balcony rings the room, the floor of which drops 15 feet into a pool of dark water. Halfway between the east and the west ends of the room, a bridge crosses the pool. 2 large stone doors stand in the walls to the south and the east. Smaller doors sit in the walls of the northwest and southwest. All 4 doors bear depictions of 7-pointed stars.
First thing first. God, I wish I was a telepath, but I'm not. Robin's gonna point at the star and hand sign Vincarlo and Thieves' Cant. Do you know what that is?
He's gotta try. Let's see.
Can I do a history?
Yeah, it'd be knowledge history. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, give me a second.
I love the idea of Robin just being like, do you know what that is? Because I know what that is.
Such a nerd, he has to know what it is.
Does it make a difference if it's religion?
Yes, it does.
Got you.
My
So
history.
you'll go in with history, which is fine. Yes, just give me a second. I actually have to find the name here. You do, Robin. This is familiar to you. Not incredibly, but you've seen it before. Vincarlo literally kind of just looks at you and shrugs. In Thieves' Cant.
Literally just a shrug.
Yeah. Like Thieves' Cant is just a shrug.
Robin, Thieves' Cant. Do you see anything creepy in the water before we let them in here? Like giant crabs?
So, Robin, however you come across this information over the years, maybe it was something that Namara looked into one time because she might have been around when the Thassalons were around. This 7-pointed star is called a Sahedron. Let me spell that out for you. It is a symbol of Thassadons, which was the ancient race it's not a race, the ancient group, tribe, cult, I guess is what you would call this. It's an artifact. It's called the Sahedron, or the Shattered Star. It is an artifact, a symbol of these people created by an archmage by the name of Zen. But it is the mark of the Thessalonians.
Okay. I believe I have a detect magic with my cape.
Yes, you do. Actually, you have detect magic at will with your feet.
Uh,
Your high
he's
drow,
gonna-
your drow, high drow feet allows you to cast it at will.
He's gonna boop that on and motion for everyone to follow and start moving his way slow.
All right. You don't sense any traps. You're fairly certain there aren't any traps here on the walkways or in the pool down below. As in Thieves' Cant, Vincarlo will motion back to you that no, he doesn't see anything unusual about the pools themselves, other than they seem to be very dark, meaning that they're probably deep or the ground below it is itself dark.
Can I stick my whole head in there? I want to touch it first.
Well, it's 15 feet below you.
Oh, God.
No, just jump in, Robin. Jump in.
I mean, I could.
That went so well
It wouldn't-
almost
it-
last time.
It would not be hard for you to get back out.
I mean, you have a floating dead girl.
Oh, I forget about Anna.
Can she
Kill
not stand
thieves
water?
can't at her.
So let me go ahead and give you Annika's token, not on the combat chart because she can't possess you right now, but I'll just go ahead and give you her token. Just on
Oh,
the
yes,
map
she
to
can.
control.
Man.
Can possess her right now.
How?
Because I
Use
didn't
the
cast
Greater
Greater Restoration today.
Yes, you did.
No,
cast
it on
I
the
did
horse.
horse.
Yeah. So did you use your... Well, I'm saying at this moment she can't, unless you choose to use your 5th level restoration.
What?
You... What?
What
You-
are you talking about?
We literally just talked about you used the prayer bead for greater restoration on the horse, right?
Uh-huh.
Which means that you were saving your 5th level spell slot and we're not casting greater restoration on her.
Which means that
so Annika
Amelia
can-
can be
Oh,
possessed. The
can
Greater
be.
Restoration was keeping her
Oh,
from being able to possess Amelia.
see, that's what I get for being an idiot. You're absolutely right. So,
It's okay, we've got this.
you guys, you made me DM. It's your fault.
Yes, we made you. Forced your
Definitely
hand.
our fault.
Forced me into this.
All is Gadrian Lamb. You may all roll initiative. Don't worry, Spirit, got this.
I rolled a 2.
I advocate the throne. I just want to play Vincarlo. Someone else take over. So, yes, you have Annika. What would you like to do with her?
Annika is going to look down into the pool and see what she can see.
Okay.
Like Robin, like motions. No, go further in. No, a little further.
Yeah.
All the way down.
As she starts to go into the water and he's still muttering and she just stops an inch away and slowly turns and raises a brow, waits, just are you done?
He has the biggest little kid smile on his face at her.
Alright, so Annika floats down through the water and she finds that it's very hard to see. Very little light seems to pass through it. And when she gets to the bottom, roll me a perception check for her. Okay. The pool itself is only about 10 feet deep. But at the bottom of it, there seems to be an uneven, almost rubbery surface. And when I say uneven, it's very lumpy.
Lumpy rather than jagged.
Correct.
Okay.
Smooth, but uneven. Like there's small bumps in everywhere, or something of that nature.
Amelia would be looking through her eyes at this point. Could she roll a nature to try and figure out what's...
Arcana. Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. Oh, come fucking on.
Here's the bumpy floor.
Just bumpy floor. Okay.
Well,
Kind of looks
Oh,
like
no, no.
Kind of looks like someone made the floor out of big noodles, maybe. Your big bowl of spaghetti.
It's really dark down there.
But it's Annika can't feel that well, but it's very like a rubbery type of texture and non-moving.
Mm-hmm. So Annika's down there, and Amelia like closes her eyes and looks through Annika, and she's like trying to describe it just visually, but it's so murky, and she's just like trying to think of a description. She finally just lands on kind of like lumpy noodles when you don't move it around enough, and it just kind of congeals at the bottom of the pot.
From behind you, you hear Mary Python. Please don't stick your hands in there. That's how you get leeches.
He stares at them both for a good minute, like, I kind of want to jump in there, but I really don't want leeches. And I've never really dealt with that in pasta before. And he starts kind of tilting his head back. In fact, I don't cook, so I don't really understand anymore.
So Annika comes back up to the air, I guess.
Okay. Also, while this is happening, I would like everyone individually to roll me perception checks. I will do so for Vincarlo as well.
I wanted to ask, and I'm assuming the answer is no. The tracks do not continue on the inside of the temple?
No, much like what Robin found, there is no dust or of any kind in this temple, this place, as if time has not touched it. So there'd be no tracks to follow, right? I mean, this place could have 100 people walk through and you'd have no trace of it, except unless they were unlucky enough to lose a hair or something.
Weird, okay.
Would this include Amelia, since she's looking through Annika's eyes?
Yeah, go ahead, but I might make it, like, delayed.
How tall is the roof?
Just under 60 feet or so.
And Robin's gonna motion for Annika to come join him and Vincarlo.
Alright, give me a moment, please. Okay. Very nice. Okay. Rhea.
Yes, sir.
As everyone's kind of exploring the pool and making their way around, you notice, and many of you actually notice, I'll say it this way, Robin and Murray and Ross, you all notice that on the walls, one of the walls of this otherwise plain hallway features several long, narrow gaps that open into the room beyond this top wall over here. And Rhea, you spot through one of the gaps in the wall eyes looking at you. Eyes that you're familiar with, because not that long ago you had your forehead pressed against theirs, staring directly into them.
Nani?
Trojan eats what he kills, is behind the gap in the wall, staring at you all.
Oh. Thank God. I thought it was someone else.
Camille is staring at you all.
Yeah. It's like, oh God, she's back. She would watch him for a moment to see if he did anything, and she would sort of just wave her hand and give us
Give him the
wave.
awkward white person wave.
Just like, hey,
At first,
why are you looking at me?
At first you wave your hand, but it doesn't seem like he notices you. It seems like at this moment he's watching Vincarlo and Robin. You might need to get his attention.
Mm-hmm. Trojan?
The eyes snap to you, staring right at him. Everyone else, You just saw Rhea wave for some reason and then just say Crojan. And he would look and see that you're looking directly at him. And it's not easy to see, right? These slits are very narrow. Not only is it difficult to see, but for you to even know who it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Had you not have played your game with him, you probably would not have recognized those baby blue eyes.
Oh my god.
He makes eye contact with you and then laughs loudly, and it echoes through the hall. Well, you saw me. Why am I not surprised? And he will start moving. And give me a second. Will make his way through the door. Go ahead and throw him over here. Not that you're fighting him at the moment or anything, but so that I can put him on the map. Make his way through the door and walk up to Rhea. Honestly, I thought that room would have kept me hidden.
Oh, it did a very good job. Aside from... Yes.
So, you Shemmick seek the mark of the Thessalonians. Wow, I have completely forgotten my accent. All sorts of...
It's okay, we forgive you.
You have a lot of them to keep track of.
I'm sorry, he says, you seek the mark of the Thrall Keeper. You think yourselves worthy.
Well, I had a friend that kind of, we were told, came this way.
He looks at you. Ah, yes. I've heard of you. The girl that thinks herself Shawanti, but has been too cowardly to do the Black Walk.
Yes, at one point in my life, I will take that, but, things change. People grow up.
Maybe one day you will. That is what I'm here to watch. I am curious why Shemek would seek to earn the favor of our people. Why they think they are worthy of it and why they would care.
For too long, Shemek have treated your people really, well, like crap. And, that's not right. That's something that needs to change. And that can only change with your help. And in order to get your help, we have to prove ourselves. Ergo, we are here.
I should point out that as you started speaking, he just was looking at Rhea. Like he's already dismissed you, Ross. I mean, he says nothing as you talk.
Mm-hmm.
You seek help of our people, the Shawanti. You, Shemek, have never done anything but look down upon us and drive us from our homes, and now you want us to help you.
Other Teshimik have done that, yes. For generations, and that needs to stop and change.
In fact, my order has attempted to help you in the past, but history seems to stop it.
Order. What is this order?
The Lilac Order. Paladins.
Paladins, yes. I have heard. I have met one. Your people do sometimes come, not to help us, but convert us, to make us walk away from our ancestors, to give them up, to shun them. They understand nothing.
That is not the way of my order.
Your order walks with the ancestors.
I mean more that my order is not intent on converting people from their religion.
Roll me a knowledge history check, Rhea.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. And with advantage, of course, because you are a bloody paladin of the rose.
Thank God.
Mm.
Nope, doesn't matter.
It's fine. It's not a hard DC. What he says might be true, though. Even your order may try and turn people away from undead. Paladins in general, including your order, don't typically tend to be fond of them. And if they found a bunch of Shawanti venerating them, there might be some, even among your order. Your father probably wouldn't, right? There's not everyone, but some, even among your order, might be like, oh, that's bad. You should not do that.
This is also Rhea, though.
Oh, I understand. I'm just
Sees
saying
the
this
world
is...
through a rose-colored lens.
Right, but I mean, this is something that Rhea could possibly know.
Yeah.
Now, is that happen? Who knows? Was he talking about your order? Has he even met your order? Who can say?
Hmm.
And he would look to you. I have not met your order. But you, Shemek, you want our help for what? Why should Krojan eats what he kills help?
Ross is gonna look at Murray and Robin.
Robin's distracting himself. He doesn't feel he's part of this conversation. He's already dismissed this guy. He considers this kind of the same thing he did to Bencasterkin. And he just needs to prove himself. And he's accepted this role as the lesser male and is amusing himself by poking at anything that drifts off of Annika with his finger. Like, you look at him, he's like, huh? Like, glances back, his finger's extended, he's like booping a little piece of flesh that's sticking off.
Robin, when you boop at Annika, every time your finger touches where it passed through, your bracelet glows and your hand meets resistance.
He smiles a little coyly and keeps booping gently at Annika.
Does Annika feel any of that? Or just...
She does. And she has not felt anything in a very long time.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah, there's like this moment of her just like frowning, and eventually she like swats at him, and then she realizes what's happening, and her fucking face just like shoots down to look at his hand and then up at him.
So here's what happens. When you swat at him, his hand, there is a moment of resistance before it passes through. As if you could make contact, but pushed through it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not completely corporeal, but there is a sense that you can touch, you can feel, you can make contact, but forcefully, you would just push through.
He booped it. Oh my god. Okay. distracting.
Again, every time that they touch, the bracelet of feathers glows.
Oh my god. Alright. This is a thing.
He will look back over to Ross and like, I'm sorry, what? What? Glance back towards Annika. Boop her twice more.
So Ross will look to Mori.
Oh yeah, that's what my plus was for. Back in the other conversation that's happening right now. Amelia, from behind you, you've heard a soft murmuring as Mary, as she often does, has been praying.
Mm-hmm.
And as Krojan asks his questions, there's a moment more where she seems to finish her prayer and adjusts Isolanda. Because if you don't help us, we are all going to die.
Many have tried to kill Krojan. Entire tribe of orcs tried to kill Krojan. It is not easy.
How well do you do with people not of this plane of existence?
I do not have quarrel with ancestors.
No, not ancestors.
A god.
Demigod.
Demi.
Lilith?
He
Lilith.
looks like he's struggling with the common, and in Shawanti he will mutter to himself, "These words, I do not understand them. It is such an inelegant language." And Ross, you would hear that.
Ross will say, well, I can answer and explain it in Shawanti. I just didn't want to, Can I continue in Shawanti?
Do you say that in common or Shawanti?
In Shawanti.
Gotcha. His eyes widen a little bit, and he looks to you, taking his eyes from Rhea. "You speak our tongue well," he says in Shawanti.
I have lived amongst you for several years before I left to fight what I now understand is a creature trying to bring back a demigod Lolth, who, from my understanding, you had defeated before.
I have fought no gods.
Not you personally, I mean the Shawanti.
What is Demi? We do not have word for this sound.
Not the top god, but an underling? Is that right?
He scrunches his eyebrows in confusion. A god is a god, or not.
Well, then a god. Let's go with that.
Could I do something?
You can, yes.
It's actually Rhea to Krojan.
Oh, gotcha. So he stops his Shawanti conversation for a moment and stares at you.
This is to help with the conversation a bit. And she would wait for his go-ahead.
He will take his massive hammer that I'm sure you've all seen. I can show it to you again because it's pretty damn impressive as far as I'm concerned. Except it's not here. Anyway, he kind of twirls it once and puts the head on the ground with a thump and kind of leans against it as if just waiting.
And she would cast comprehend languages on him. So for an hour, he can understand the literal meaning of any spoken language.
There you go. There he is. Such a beauty. He takes the spell without showing fear. And when the spell is cast, he continues to stare at you. And then says in common, "Am I supposed to catch fire or float or something?"
No, it simply helps with the conversation.
No, but he can suddenly understand Miri, who is still praying under her breath, who has been praying in a different language up until this point.
Murray, by the way, ISO, as you continued praying, it looks like at you a little concerned, and then has started like stroking your feathers, like. She's not saying anything, but she's just.
Yeah, Miri will stroke her hair. Are you all right, dear?
You were talking to yourself. Are you all right?
Oh, I am fine. I am talking to a god.
ISO starts looking around.
It's all right.
Mossinder?
What? What did you say?
Is it the Mossinder?
Oh, the Cindermaw. Mary shakes her head. No, my dear. I believe that one is far away from here.
She nods. Krojan, able to completely understand your common where he struggled before. He nods briefly and then says, "Ah, yes, magic to help speak. Interesting."
And now that Oras has had a second to think about it, she will ask if he's heard of the stories of the Battle of the Fortress of Scarwall.
He shakes his head. And
apparently,
go ahead.
I was just gonna explain what it was.
He would listen patiently. And give me a second. He would listen patiently to your story, and then he would shrug and say, "I am not a sun shaman. I do not have the old tales. Those story to me is just that, a story."
I understand. After the Battle of Scarwall, apparently, the Loth was somehow trapped in a fang of Loth artifact that was supposed to lose power over time, but it happened to be found by an old decrepit man, and they bonded, and now he's taken over the city and tried to kill lots and lots of people with plague and just abuse of power, and they need to be stopped. And the Shawansi have done it once before. We're seeking their help to do it once again. That's why we're here. To seek the Scroll Keeper's mark.
Okay.
Scroll Keeper.
He stares at you and then kind of glances his eyes at all of you, noticing like a drow booping a ghost, and says, "You take one of our artifacts, use it wrongly, endanger yourselves, and expect us to clean up your mess?"
We did not take the artifact, someone else did, and we are trying to clean up that mess.
You Shemek are all the same. As you see
Adrian is
Shawanti.
not one of us. Amelia speaks up for the first time and immediately goes quiet.
He looks at you and shrugs. He is not Shawanti. It is not our problem. Why do you bring your troubles to us?
Because if we don't...
Oh, go ahead.
If we don't stop Gadrian, it'll be everyone's problem. You think Lolth is going to just stop at Corvosa? You don't think she would want revenge on the people who imprisoned her?
He stares at you. You suggest I don't think? You think me dumb?
No, that's not at all what I meant. I just meant that Lolth won't really care if they're from your tribe or another tribe, or if we're an outsider.
Shawanti have done nothing to this Loth. Why?
Because you guys were the ones that killed her in the first place.
Oh. Right. You get the impression talking to this guy, super strong, really good at fighting, maybe has an 8 intelligence score.
Nala?
And he shrugs. Still sounds like Shemek problem to me. But you want to earn our people's trust. You want to prove yourself. Fine. He picks up the hammer and easily tosses it over his shoulder and kind of motions to the temple. Go on. Prove yourself. I shall enjoy.
I would like to roll an insight. Just really quick.
Please do.
Just really quick.
He seems... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering if he's like implying that there's a trap ahead of us or something like that.
No, he doesn't seem mischievous at all. He seems more like, look, you think you're good enough to go get a sign of the Thrall Keeper? I've got to see this. Like that idea of like,
ass, guy. What more do you want?
you know what the perfect way to describe it? He looks like an older brother watching a younger brother trying to get like cookies on top of the refrigerator, just going, you think you can get them? All right, I gotta watch this.
As the little brother is like struggling to try and like hop up onto the counter.
Yeah, that is the type of impression you're getting from him.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
With that, I think this is a good place to end the session, but before we do, any immediate questions or thoughts or actions?
I mean, at the moment, only Annika just being like, what the fuck is happening? Is she's booping Robin back?
You can feel kind of.
Are we having a poke war?
Yes, oh my god. What's happening?
I don't know. It's a lie, I know.
You fucking know.
I know. I gave that up, remember? I'm just Vincarlo now.
Oh, shit, right. Oh, we're screwed.
Leave me alone. I don't know what's going on. Ask Crojan. Maybe he knows.
That fucking brick wall, I think not.
Oh, man. All right, everyone. We're going to call that a session. We'll see you next week as they dive deeper into the Acropolis.
Yay!
Yay!